fundraising of $40,000 for Boston Children's Hospital.
This production of Wareham Gatemen Baseball is brought to you by the Gatemen Baseball Network in association with the Cape Cod Baseball League. The Wareham Gatemen are 2018 West Division champs. With a high-flying offense, miraculous defense, and lights-out pitching, the Gatemen look to earn their 8th title. Join J.D. Rachi.
Ripped out to left field and fairly deep, back to the track, to the wall, and this one is gone! A grand slam for Lyle Lockhart!
Henrique Demore.
Aaron's 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss! He got him on strikes! Tolia goes down swinging, and that's the ball game.
And Cam Stewart.
This one's absolutely roped by Will Robertson out to deep right field, and this one is going to be off the wall. Collins will play it on that hop. He's got play at second base, and he threw him out! Isaac Collins from the warning track throws out Robertson at second base.
For the 2018 CCBL playoffs.
Oliver Dunn is off, and this one is demolished. High and deep to right center field. Goodbye. Wow. Brian Packer just hit that over the trees in right field. That one hit sharply into deep left field. Iden's going back on it, reaches up. He made the catch. Oh my goodness, Jeremy Idens with the catch of the year. To take away extra bases from Chase Murray. Laid out, went sideways, horizontal, made a catch at the fence. My goodness.
Up the middle, base hit. Dunn will score easily. Shenton being waved home. He's gonna score. And the Gatemen lead 7-5 in the 9th. Luke Roscom comes through.
Wareham trails by 2. The payoff pitch to Martellini. Line drive into center field, a base hit. 1 run will score. Lockhart being waved around third. He will score. We got a tie ball game in the 9th. Gian Martellini comes through in a big way against his former team.
Here's that 1-2. This one's going to be smoked out towards left center field. A long run out there for Jeremy Idens, and he's going to reach over the wall. Oh my goodness, he made the catch. Jeremy Idens just took a home run away from J.J. Blade, reaching over the wall here at left field in Eldridge Park.
Swung on, drilled into deep right field at the track, at the wall, and it's gone! A walk-off home run for the Gatemen. Austin Shenton wins it for Wareham.
It's time for Wareham Gatemen Baseball, and here for the call are Henrique Demore and J.D. Rachi.
The Cape Cod Baseball League is sponsored by Dietz & Watson Premium Meats and Cheeses. Welcome back. Welcome on in here to Spillane Field. Game 1 between the Falmouth Commodores and your Wareham Gatemen. A rematch of yesterday, or last year's, I should say, division semifinals in which the Gatemen were a 4 seed. Falmouth was a dominant 1 seed through and through, but the Gatemen came through with the 2-game sweep of the Commodores last year. But this year, 2 different teams, 2 of, I think, the best teams, if not the 2 best teams, I think, top down in the West Division, going at it here for a spot in the grand finals. In just a couple days, we'll play the winner of Chatham-Brewster. But right now, the Gatemen trying to solidify a win in that all-important Game 1 over these Commodores. Hi, everybody. My name is Henrique Demore, bringing you the action here alongside my broadcast partner today, J.D. Rachi from Spillane Field. J.D., how are we doing today?
Doing great. Gatemen coming to the mound right now with one of the better starters, one of the better pitchers in their rotation, Zach Hart. He has to get off to a good start today if they want to beat up on Falmouth, because this Falmouth team, although their offense isn't great, only 5 combined runs through their 2-game sweep of the high end as Harbor Hawks. That pitching staff is vaunted. We've talked about it all season long. Best pitching staff in the league. They lost 4 all-star pitchers. They still probably got the best staff in the league. And a guy that's coming to the mound for them in Adam Lasky, who is absolutely nasty. So Zach Hart has to get a good start and has to set the tempo here for the Gatemen.
Hart has been great for Wareham this year, mostly out of the bullpen, but his last appearance was out of a starting role in which he went 5 scoreless innings, giving up just 2 hits against the Hyannis Harborhawks in a 10-6 win. Like I said, gave up no runs. We talked about on our pregame show, I think the secret sauce for Zach Hart has been, yes, a firm fastball that tops out at 93, 94, maybe even 95. We heard rumors of in his appearance at Hartford in that 5-0 loss to the now eliminated YD Red Sox. But Hart has been solid with his control all year. 23 innings of work, only 16 strikeouts, so he's not a power arm despite the live fastball, but he does have just 4 walks given up all year. Like I said, mostly out of a bullpen role, but in his starting role did not walk any Hyannis Harborhawks in his last outing. He will face a Falmouth lineup that has only been hitting .210 in the first 2 games of the playoff, but it was enough to sweep the Harborhawks, but also, interestingly enough, without their 2 best hitters. No Kyle Stowers, no Davis Sims.
Still not sure why there's been no confirmation. They're both still here. They're at the game today. I've seen both of them walking around, but they are not in the lineup. They were not in the lineup for the first 2 games. A little bit of a mystery, but Falmouth has gotten by without them. Could be a different story against the Gatemen here. Hyannis was absolutely baffled by the Falmouth pitching staff. The Gatemen haven't been as baffled by them this year as many other teams in the league have.
So with the first pitch here, that one's hammered on one hop off the chest of Ryan Kreidler. What a play by the UCLA shortstop across the diamond. That is how you use your body for the good of the team right there. Used all of his 6'3" frame to prevent that one from getting into left field. A well-hit ball by Will Brennan, but just out number 1 on a spectacular play by Kreidler.
We were talking to Mike Mobbs the other day, the third base coach, one of the assistants on this Gatemen coaching staff, and he said Ryan Kreidler is the most pro-ready infield prospect at his age that he has seen in a long, long time, maybe ever. He is an excellent defender at shortstop.
As the sun peeks out here in left field, or around the left field foul pole, I should say, shining left to right, no breeze here on a mostly cloudy day, 81 degrees at first pitch, 6:33. That first pitch from Hart coming through, and after ball 1 delivered, now ball 2 to Maverick Handley, the catcher out of Stanford. He has been a pretty consistent bat this year for Falmouth in a lineup that really hasn't done a ton of damage offensively, except for that hot stretch they got off to in the third quartile, I would say, of the season. Games kind of 22-32. So that one registers on the outside corner. Handley batting .252 with 12 RBIs in the regular season. Cuts and misses at that one. Well placed on the outside part of the plate by Hart.
It's a great changeup, and that's really important for a guy with as good of a fastball as Hart has, is that changeup, because like we talk about, it comes out of the same arm slot, it comes out looking like fastball, then just dips out of the zone. That was a great pitch, and that's not a bad pitch either. Fastball up and away. Handley thought about chasing it out of the zone, but now you got to throw a strike out here with the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think you might see 1 or 2 guys bite at that in the future, definitely, JD, especially with 2 strikes as the zone expands for hitters. Payoff pitch here from Hart. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. First one of the day for Hart, and it's brought to you, as all strikeouts this year are, by the Wareham Gatemen, by Lang, Exafaras, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen. 1 strikeout in 2 tries for Hart. Now here comes Austin Langworthy, a guy who batting average-wise has not had the year he wanted, but he has hurt the Gatemen specifically. 2 big flies in 1 game in a 3-0 shutout of the Gatemen, in which nothing went right, really, for Wareham.
First 5 games Langworthy was in the league, he had 5 home runs. He has got a lot of pop.
Takes strike 1 down low. Gian Martellini doing the catching duties today for the Gatemen. He caught game 1 of the series against the Cotuit Kettleers, and Drew Millis was DHing. Yesterday they flip-flopped before Millis was taken out with some bad cramping, and Luke Roskam in with as a defensive substitution, as now Hart 1 strike away, and Luke Roskam came in, not usually, he wasn't expected to come in anyway, but came up in a big spot in that 15-6 win over Cotuit. The 0-2, Hart looking very much in control and capitalizes on it there. Rung up Langworthy, looking an incredibly efficient first inning for Zach Hart. That strikeout, of course, brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaras, and Bullard. Spotless top of the frame here in Wareham for the Gatemen. To the bottom of the first we go, scoreless on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier 2-year maritime college.
Gatemen Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals. Located just 2 miles away on Cranberry Highway, we are proud to sponsor the Gatemen Youth Clinic for 2018. Robertson's GMC. We are professional grade. Power like a pro.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those other gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and the price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, 0-0 your score after Zach Hart with an awesome 2-strikeout inning. Had one hard hit ball against him, but was helped out by his defense. Ryan Kreidler making a spectacular stop there at the shortstop position, a position that defensively we've seen him get better and better and better at. So the Falmouth Commodores set down 1-2-3 on 10 pitches by Zach Hart, but the Gatemen will have their own tough task ahead of them as CCBL Pitcher of the Year Adam Lasky out of Duke steps in. His numbers at Duke really were just okay. An ERA in the high 5s his freshman campaign, in the high 4s his sophomore year, but he's been nothing short of dominant here on the Cape this year. Like he said, winning Pitcher of the Year, 5-0 record. And, you and I, especially you, aren't guys who think wins matter too much for a pitcher, but the fact that his team has not lost a decision that he's been a part of, that speaks volumes.
It's an incredible start to the season, really, through and through for Lasky, and for a guy that, as you mentioned, 5.5 ERA this season as a sophomore at Duke, 6.83 as a freshman 2 years ago. There are a lot of things to like about the way he has pitched. He's a tall left-hander. Gatemen struggle against lefties on the whole, especially their switch hitters having to go right. We'll see Isaac Collins as a switch hitter lead off on the right side. He's actually been pretty good from the right side this season, but a couple of other switch hitters in the bottom part of this lineup. And then your best hitter is Austin Shenton. He's a lefty. He hits him well, but still, this is definitely a tactical move, I think, here by Jeff Trundy, the Falmouth head coach, who has been in this league for a long time. He has a lot of coaching experience. He is playing the matchups game here with Lasky.
That one just outside, really firm fastball. Just outside to the switch hitting. Like you said, JD, Isaac Collins batting from the right side. Just finished up his sophomore campaign at Creighton. Will be followed by Oliver Dunn out of Utah and Austin Shenton from FIU in the first inning here. 1-0 shot high, looping foul ground, running over on it. Matt Wallner has a beat on it, loses the hat, but makes out number 1. Oliver Dunn will bat with the bases empty and one away. We've seen Matt Wallner lose his hat a ton of times there in right field.
Yeah. I think it's a trade. I think he purposely picked a hat that did not fit all that well, because every time he has to do any sort of running in the field, the hat is always off his head. It's actually quite impressive how often the cap falls off his noggin.
So Lasky ready from the windup. First pitch to Oliver Dunn. He's swinging at it, cuts and fouls it off for strike 1.
The impressive part about Lasky is left-handers typically known for being a little bit more crafty, don't throw quite as hard as right-handers, but Lasky throws hard, coming at you with that 6'3" frame. He is going to overpower you at times with the fastball.
Fastball has been firm like we've seen. That one doesn't miss by much. 1-1 to the Utah Ute. I think the only thing missing from Spillane Field is a radar gun display out on the scoreboard. It's going to be really cool to see, especially with a guy like Lasky, what his approach is, and I'm starting to pick up some patterns. Obviously, if you're a coach, you don't need that to pick up, to do your scouting homework, if you will. But just from a fan's perspective, and for us up here, less trained eyes, it would be pretty cool. 1-2 breaking ball, just low. Good take by Dunn.
Dunn's a disciplined hitter, coming into this game hot. He didn't play all that well in that Katuitt game, had a couple of missed opportunities. One of only 2 guys without RBIs in this game. I'm expecting him to have a comeback day-to-day, but he strikes out there.
Cut on and missed on a little, what looked like a change piece. Looked like he took a little bit of something off it on the low outside corner to the lefty Dunn. First K of the day for Adam Lasky. Here comes Austin Shenton, who has been on an absolute tear as of late. The power stroke has returned for Mr. Shenton. He's batting 7-14 in these 2 games. Obviously a little bit of an inflated sample size here. But 5 of 7 with 5 runs scored, 2 bombs, and 4 RBIs. Those numbers don't lie. Has also walked 3 times, more than anyone else in this Gatemen batting order in the playoffs. Getting back to his old form, but he's added a little bit of a power stroke, JD.
He has. He's got 4 home runs in about the last week or so. A couple of home runs against Hyannis, a home run off Steven Schock that, I'm going to use a pun here, shocked everybody.
There it is.
At Lowell Park. He's having a great year. He's having an MVP caliber season. Didn't win the MVP. That went to Matthew Barefoot of Hyannis. But Austin Shenton certainly had to be in consideration. Finished 3rd in the league in batting average, near the top of the league in RBIs. He has been a great player this year for the Gatemen. As we mentioned many, many times this year, the best hitter in this Gatemen lineup, bar none.
Even though he went into a little bit of a slump there, he was backed up by other bats in his lineup and is back better than ever. End of the regular season, him and Jeremy Idens on an absolute tear offensively, and they've continued it into the playoffs. 2-1 shot straight back, foul.
And as the 3rd man of the lineup, he's kind of expected to be one of those power guys along with Jeremy Idens. And he's told us over the last couple of weeks he's trying to add a little bit more power to his swing. He's trying to get more of a home run swing going because he knows that the Gatemen need some power and have lacked power at times this year, and he has certainly provided it.
The 2-2 to Shenton. Sends a lazy fly ball into left center field. Converging on it, Brennan will let it drop in front of him. Slid in front of it, but did not have a great beat on it. Logan Davidson went out there as well. No one could grab it. And into the Bermuda Triangle drops the Gatemen's first hit of the day. Jeremy Idens will bat with a base runner and 2 out.
You don't always have to be hit swinging for the fences.
Nope.
You just get the ball where, hit them where they ain't, is one of the biggest baseball adages over however long that has been a saying. So hit them where they ain't. That's exactly what Austin Shenton did. And now he's the first base runner of the day for either team, and a good hitter, and Jeremy Idens coming to the dish.
Idens has reached base, minus the hits, just about as often as anyone in these playoffs for the Gatemen. He was hit by a pitch 3 times in the win over Cotuit in Game 2.
6 plate appearances. He went 1 for 1.
Yeah. Which, look, you take what you can get. It's still not the most conventional way, and Idens absolutely hammers one foul.
A little bit out in front of an inside fastball.
Wow.
If he waits back a half second more, we could be looking at a 2-0 ball game. That was a very well-hit ball down the left field line.
Yeah, that was a mistake there by Lasky. Not going to see him make too many of those. That was a meatball. Jeremy Idens mashes the inside part of the plate. The 1-1 from the stretch. That one a little more inside. Maverick Handley grabs it and prevents it from going to the backstop. 2-1. Solid defensive catcher from Stanford. Defensive alignment here for you for the Falmouth Commodores from left to right. In the outfield will Brennan Austin Langworthy and Matt Wallner. Left to right in the infield, Cam Cannon, Logan Davidson, Hayden Cantrell, and Herbert Iser. Switching up the tempo, at least trying to, was Lasky there. Idens going to call time. 2-1, 2 away, scoreless in the bottom of the first inning.
Going to be crucial for the Gatemen to get out on the right foot here against Lasky. He is dominant. If he gets in a groove, watch out.
Idens able to get a piece of that one on the outside part of the plate. 2-2 to the Gatemen cleanup hitter.
Like that pitch there from Lasky. Try to go outer half. Idens has to protect the plate there. Fouls it off, but a good job from Idens to be able to foul it off. That's a tough pitch on the outside corner.
With 2 away, Idens the 2-2. Hammers a breaking ball into right field for a base hit. Austin Shenton will hold up at second base. First and second, the Gatemen coming to life here with 2 outs in the first for Drew Millis, the designated hitter today for Wareham.
This is a guy that you want coming to the plate right now. He and Oliver Dunn, probably aside from Austin Shenton, the 2 hottest hitters in this team. He has really turned it on over the last couple of weeks. Had a good game last time out against Cotuit before he went down with that injury. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI single in that game, so he has been producing of late. And then in Game 1 of that series with Cotuit, he also had a nice day, 2 for 4 with a couple of singles.
So for those of you doing the math at home, Millis, like JD said, 3 of 7 with an RBI, pair of strikeouts in the playoffs so far in the 2 wins against Cotuit. First pitch breaking ball catches the outside corner. Really good pitch there from Lasky. Thing dropped almost a foot. Really good looping stuff, and he kept it down and outside to the right-hander Millis. And he can spray it to all parts of the park. But Millis has been getting more playing time as him and Gian Martellini have been alternating in the 5-6 hole, DH and catching. Martellini more of a power bat, Millis more of a contact bat. The 0-1. Swinging a high drive, lazily hit into right center field. Austin Langworthy coming over on it, but it's Matt Wallner who reaches up and makes the catch in the sun in right center to retire the side. Adam Lasky gets out of a jam. The Gatemen get 2 base knocks and strand both of them. Scoreless, we go to the top of the second inning here from Spillane Field.
The Cape Cod Baseball League is sponsored by Dietz & Watson Premium Meats and Cheeses. Their all-beef Franks are their ultimate summer hot dog. They're smoked the old-fashioned way with just a touch of garlic and paprika. Pick up a pack at your local deli today. Dietz & Watson. It's a family thing.
Shop from home year-round on Gatemen.org. You can customize your Gatemen gear from any device, anywhere. We offer a large selection of apparel and unique gifts 24/7, 365. Hard to find sizes, colors, and styles. Youth Clinic registration is also available. Visit us today and remember us for holiday gifts at Gatemen.org. Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, top of the second inning. Falmouth trying to get 4-5-6 going against Zach Hart after 1-2-3 couldn't get the job done. Will Brennan, Maverick Handley, and Austin Langworthy retired in incredibly quick succession. Back-to-back strikeouts of the 2-3 hitters of this Falmouth lineup. We'll bring up Cameron Cannon, RBI machine all-star from Arizona in the 4 spot. Matt Wallner batting in 5th. And Logan Davidson trying to complete his late-season turnaround, hitting-wise anyway. Trying to match the success he had at Clemson here on the Cape. He bats 6th.
This is a dangerous part of the lineup here for Falmouth. A lot of guys with a lot of power. Cannon, obviously their RBI leader. He's got some pop. Matt Wallner, I'm surprised, hasn't had as great of a season as you'd expect from a guy that had an excellent year at Southern Miss and was on Team USA to start their roster season. And then Logan Davidson coming in as one of the top prospects in the league. Kind of middling in the early part of the season. He's turned it on in the late part. Game 1 of the series with Hyannis, a solo homer for him.
Cam Cannon takes strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Like you said, JD, an RBI machine, and even in his playoff stretch this year, he's been a microcosm of what he's done all year. 1 for 8 with 2 RBIs. That's how he's gotten it done. Efficiency, RBI-wise, at the plate, I guess you could say. 1-2 chopped left side. Ryan Kreidler, nice backhanded play. 1 glove pump across the diamond. Yes, sir. Back-to-back 6-3 putouts to start the innings for Zach Hart. 1 away here for Matt Wallner in the 2nd.
Ryan Kreidler's a vacuum out there.
Kid's good.
You hit something his way, he's going to knock it down at the very least and limit the amount of damage that you can do to him. He is a very, very solid defensive shortstop. Can't say that enough.
And it's interesting, in the beginning of the year, I know we were talking about Bryson Stott obviously was the everyday shortstop. Wallner takes strike 1 here. Right fielder out of Southern Miss. But Stott, a big kid like Kreidler, 6'2", 6'3", bit of a string bean. But, and that's a newer breed of shortstop that we're seeing in the game nowadays. That one just misses 1-1. But Stott talked about how he kind of had to grow into himself. He liked playing shortstop, but he said, yeah, okay, maybe I'm a little bit bigger than a traditional shortstop, but he's using that big frame to his advantage. And Kreidler doing the same thing.
And Logan Davidson on the other side, another guy, 6'4" from Clemson. He's an excellent, rangy defensive shortstop, very athletic. He's made a couple of nice plays against the Gatemen this season, and that's just kind of the breed of shortstop that we're seeing become more and more common. You think Troy Tulowitzki, when he was in his prime with the Colorado Rockies, or now Carlos Correa, even though he's on the DL and is trying to come back from an injury right now for the Houston Astros. Those are the new age shortstops. Big guys, can hit home runs, can give you power, and can be middle of the lineup guys. Traditionally, you think of a guy like Derek Jeter. Yeah, he's a little bit bigger than the real traditional shortstop, but he's a little bit taller than the normal guy that you would see at the shortstop position. However, he didn't hit for a ton of power during his career. He was more of a contact guy. But now you're kind of seeing baseball, especially in the major leagues at least, transition into that home run era that you're seeing now, the most home runs since the steroid era. And that's the kind of production you need from your shortstop. Ryan Kreidler's even flashed a little bit of power over the last couple of weeks. He had back-to-back days with home runs, including one to the opposite field here at Spillane at a pretty deep part of the ballpark.
Yeah, Spillane, no joke, as we got a 2-2 count here on Matt Wallner. Hart working pretty steadily, pretty quickly with the tempo. Gets him to chase that one on the outside part of the plate. Oliver Dunn over to Lyle Lockhart for out number 2. But before I get back to Spillane Field here, because I think it's a really great pitch there, or at least a really convenient mistake made by Wallner and how he tried to approach that pitch. He got a lazy fastball on the outside part of the plate. He tried to hook it. He didn't take it where it was pitched, and he hooked a lazy ground ball over to Oliver Dunn.
That's why we saw Katuit shift so much against the Gatemen in Game 2 of the first round series. They shifted because a lot of these guys go pull side a lot of the time. Young hitters especially go pull side because they're not used to trying to put pitches the other way. And the Gatemen have been susceptible to that. We saw them hit into the shift a lot in the early part of that game.
1-0 hammered deep into center field. Skylar Hunter going back on it. Parks himself just shy of the wall. 4-12 in a huge outfield here at Spillane to make the grab. Another 1-2-3 inning for Zach Hart. We go to the bottom half of the frame. 0-0 is your score at Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Mezzaluna is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serves Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
Whatever your goals may be, Joe Crespi and the Merrill Lynch of Taunton will work with you to develop a customized financial strategy designed to help you pursue what's important to you. Managing your wealth and listening to you is their top priority.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, bottom half of the second inning here, scoreless in Wareham, Game 1 of the West Division Championship Series, which I guess technically you could call it that. Sounds a little more big league. Either way, the winner of this 3-game set, I should say, will go on to face the winner of Chatham and the upstart Brewster Whitecaps in the East for a shot at another title. Wareham going for their 8th. Falmouth going for their 7th. They went on an epic stretch in the late 60s and early 70s, won 4 straight, but have not won one since 1980. Big narrative over the last few years for the Commodores, especially when in 2016 and 2017, they came so darn close. I mean, they had phenomenal regular seasons, but collapsed in the playoffs. And the Gatemen, of course, were the harbingers of doom in the first round last year, as the 4-seed Gatemen snuck into the playoffs on the last day and swept a dominant Falmouth Commodores team as the 1-seed last year before losing to the Braves in the championship series.
Longest active drought without a championship in the league. Falmouth is championship hungry, and with this kind of roster they have, as you mentioned, Henrique, probably either the first or second best team in the West Division, and probably the first or second best team left in the playoffs.
Not a ton of room for argument there, as obviously the Whitecaps top down most Power 5 talent, I think, in the CCBL.
A lot of Power 5 guys on the Brewster Whitecaps. Maybe not as much with some of their guys going home, but
yeah,
that was probably the most surprising part as Gian Martellini sneaks one up the middle for a base hit. That was probably the most surprising part of the season for Brewsters. You look at their lineup, they've got a ton of SEC guys, a couple of Big Ten guys, a lot of ACC talent. There's just a lot of Power 5 guys on that roster, and they just couldn't put it together. Now they are at the latter half of the season, and they're doing it with less Power 5 guys than they started the season with. Because as the Gatemen have seen, and as a lot of teams have seen, guys go home. Guys reach inning limits. Guys need to go home for whatever reason. Pavin Parks has to go home because of some injury concerns and being a little bit under the weather. So now the Brewsters kind of turn it on with what some can consider a quote-unquote lesser talent than they started with.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a patchwork lineup, like you said, JD, but they are playing great baseball at the right time. Smothered the YD Red Sox in 2 games, a 5-4 victory in 1, and then absolutely whipped them. 12-2 in Game 2. Meanwhile, Lyle Lockhart batting from the right side. And JD, maybe I'm just noticing this now, which maybe isn't a great reflection on me, but do you feel like Lyle's stance has gotten a little more crouched from the right side, that he's sitting into it more?
Well, I mean, a lot of guys that are switch hitters aren't going to have exact replica stances.
Yeah, so
from
maybe
both
that's
sides
just
of the
what I'm
plate.
seeing.
You're used to seeing Lyle a little bit more on the left side, but Zahid Valenzuela especially.
That one over to Logan Davidson at short, 6-4-3 with plenty of time. As the threat is eliminated, Gian Martellini, a hard hit single, but gunned down on the base paths to clear the bases on the Lyle Lockhart double play. Ryan Kreidler will bat now. We talked about how Kreidler started to go on a bit of a run there with a little more consistency towards the end of the year at the plate, but the power, I think, was the most impressive and kind of encouraging part of his game, because even though he's batted around 250 all year, he's finally starting to put a charge into some baseballs.
The last home run he hit was to the opposite field here at Spillane, and it's a big outfield, as we mentioned a couple of times. So if you can get power out of him, you are in a good spot.
That one hard hit over to Cam Cannon, but an absolute missile of a throw on the first pitch to Ryan Kreidler. Retires the UCLA shortstop. We are through 2 here, still 0-0 at Spillane Field. We are going to send it shortly here down to our own Mary Orders. We got to catch up with a guy who's been a mainstay in the Gatemen bullpen and pitched a few solid innings of relief in the 15-6 win over Katuitt. Over Katuitt, we are going to send it to her right now.
Tell him to switch. Go. Tell him to switch. No, Jesse, in your mic. In your microphone.
BC Network Guys gift certificate. Pawtucket Red Sox.
Thanks, guys. So, game against Katuitt a few days ago. One of your second pitches, someone hit a 3-run home run off you. How do you stay calm and sure of yourself in order to go an extra 3 innings scoreless?
I just take a deep breath, kind of have a short memory, and take it pitch by pitch and try to get the next guy out.
What do you think the team needs to do in the next few games to try to win this series?
It's just stay playing the way we're playing. I think we're playing good baseball, good defense, good pitching, and we're swinging the basketball. So just stay here. Don't try to do too much or too little. So.
A few games ago could have been your last outing for the Gatemen. What have you liked so far this summer?
I just like the whole atmosphere. Good vibes out here. Coach Lawler and everyone just good people. I like it.
Lastly, you're in the bullpen a lot with the guys. Have you picked up any new tactics or techniques from the other players?
Yeah, I've actually worked a lot on my volleyball serve. I've developed a very good jump serve. And also I hit nukes and wiffle ball.
That's really important, Jared. Thanks so much for your time. Guys, back to you.
The designated hitter, number 4.
Thank you very much to Mary and Jared. We know the bullpen guys have a ton of fun, obviously. I mean, they do have a lot of free time, as those guys, pitch once every 4th game, roughly, and sometimes go 9 innings without seeing the field on consecutive, maybe even 3 straight games. So they figure out a way to keep themselves busy, and just glad that, Jared's picked up some tips from Jim Lawler, but it's also expanded his athletic repertoire.
He's tall.
Yeah.
I guess that makes a good volleyball player.
Big kid. Out on the West Coast now. We'll see a little more action there probably. Meanwhile, Zach Hart back to his shenanigans on the hill against Edouard Julian, Herbert Iser, and Hayden Cantrell, batting 7-8-9 against the for the Falmouth Commodores, I should say. And Edouard Julian out of Auburn, already very quickly down 0-2. Fastball away. Gian Martellini gives the nod of approval on that one, even though it did miss. 1-2 now to a guy who hit just a shade under 300 at Auburn this year. But the rest of the season, or the season on the Cape, I should say, until the end there, has not been kind to him offensively. That one misses in the same spot, 2-2.
But he's got great power. He is a really special kind of, especially we're talking about how a lot of shortstops don't have a ton of power, even less power at the second base position, which is where Julian plays most of the time. So if you can have that kind of power from a guy playing second base, he is going to be, and if he can field the position well, he's going to be something special.
And he hit a home run against the Gatemen. The one hit given up in that start sent it a long way, and I think it was just kind of a little bit of a what-the-heck moment. But then you realize, Julian, even though he hasn't had a ton of success on the Cape offensively, had an absolute monster year at Auburn this year. Just upstairs with that one. Did not miss by much. Really gutsy take there by the Auburn Tiger. Count runs full.
When you're making the All-SEC freshman team, you're doing something right. 275 this season for Julian. 16 home runs as a freshman in the toughest baseball conference in the country.
Fouls that one off his foot. That's got to hurt. Julian walking around a little bit of pain. Not too much, though. Originally out of Montreal. Made his way down to the south, which, if that's not embracing a culture shift to pursue the best baseball possible, I don't know what is. Julian, like I said, will be followed by Herbert Iser, formerly of San Jacinto College, just finished up his sophomore year there and jumping up to the D1 level now at Dallas Baptist. Will join McGregor Hines in Hines' final year there. Herbert Iser, meanwhile, with 2 years to go. Payoff pitch, hard ground ball, right side. Oliver Dunn on a couple of hops, gobbles it up and fires across the diamond for a 4-3 putout. Out number 1.
It's a pretty tough play there for Oliver Dunn. Took a relatively nasty hop off the infield grass. So the fact that he was still able to vacuum that up and throw it onto first. I've been impressed with Dunn's abilities defensively at second base. Really, this Gatemen defense in general has been very, very good this year. Especially the outfield and Ryan Kreidler have really impressed me defensively.
Now we see that one lifted on the first pitch into Skylar Hunter and making the intelligent choice there, allowing that one to drop in front of him for a base hit. Rapidly sinking line drive. Even the miraculous Skylar Hunter, I don't think would have been able to make a play on that one.
I thought he was going to try. I thought we were about to be talking about outfield defense, and he was just going to prove my point. But I like that play. Fundamentals kind of coming into play for him there. He has, at times, made a bunch of spectacular plays this season, but at times has kind of struggled to make the fundamental plays. Thinking back to a game at Gov Fuller Field a couple of weeks ago in that 3-game series, had 2 errors in that game, something we didn't see from him all season long, but he makes a heads-up play there. And he's still got the double play ball in play here with Hayden Cantrell.
And with one away, that's an inning ender, like you said, JD. Gets things off to a good start here. A 1 count to Hayden Cantrell, Herbert Iser. There we go. First baseman today for the Falmouth Commodores with their first base hit of the ballgame. The 0-1 from Hart, working for the first time today from the stretch. Yes, sir, on the outside corner. Good frame job there by Martellini out of Boston College.
Cantrell's pretty speedy. Could be tough to double him off, especially if the ball's not hit all that hard. Really haven't seen much of Iser. Don't know how well he moves on the base paths, but he is a catcher-first baseman combo.
That one hard hit left side. Diving stop by Ryan Kreidler across the diamond on one hop. No. Heck of an effort, though. As Ryan Kreidler didn't get a great first step on that one, had to adjust, but prevented it from going into the outfield and prevented, therefore, I think, Iser from reaching third. So still double play ball in play, force at any bag. On some last-second heroics by Kreidler. And Lyle Lockhart, again, proving his mettle defensively at first base, preventing that one on a throw that was the best one Ryan Kreidler could make given everything that went on, but preventing him from going up the right field foul line.
Kreidler took an odd path to the ball. He started moving to his left toward up the middle, even though the ball was hit to his right. Not sure exactly what was going through his mind or what happened here.
That one hit to the same spot, going to go over to third. That all-important force out coming into play there. 6-5 fielder's choice for those of you keeping score at home. Retires the lead runner in Herbert Iser, but Hayden Cantrell able to move it up to second. And on the first pitch, Will Brennan reaches first on the fielder's choice. So now 2 down, force at any bag.
That's a great play from Ryan Kreidler. He's moving that way toward third base anyways. It's going to be almost impossible to turn 2 against Will Brennan, another speedy guy. He knows he can't get out of the inning. And it's even going to be a tough play to throw to first, so he makes the heads-up play, throws to third. Good job from Austin Shenton as well to cover the bag.
And now again, first pitch swinging. But fouling it off straight back is Maverick Handley. 3 of the 5 guys in this inning not letting themselves get deep into counts. To Zach Hart here after 2 guys went down via the way of the K in the first. One of those guys right here in Maverick Handley. The other guy on deck in Austin Langworthy, who's been hitting 500 in these playoffs. Handley takes ball 1 up and in. Game 1 of the East Division Finals just getting underway. Chatham and Brewster going at it at Veterans Field tomorrow at Stony Brook. The 1-1. Fastball misses outside, 2-1. Clouds moving in a little bit more here at Spillane. The lights turned on before the start of this half inning. The breeze blowing steadily, not too much. Straight out to right field. The 2-1. Just missed inside. I think part of that you got to put on Gian Martellini. It was a borderline pitch, but if you can't hold on to it as a catcher, you're rarely going to get the call from the home plate umpire. Scoreless in the third. Hart trying to get out of a jam. The 3-1 pitch. Hammered high and deep into right center field. Long run for Skylar Hunter. Reaches out. Doesn't get it. Heck of an effort by Hunter, but that one's going to go to the wall and score 2 for the Commodores. Going around to third is Maverick Hanley, and he slides in there with a 2 RBI triple. Falmouth jumps out to a 2-0 lead here in the third.
And it looks like Skylar Hunter might be hurt.
Gets up gingerly, being helped out by Isaac Collins. Seems like he's okay, but went full extension. It didn't look like he went crashing into the wall, more slid into it. But it could have been the way he hit the wall, the way he hit the ground. But Hunter in a little bit of pain, but seems like he's okay. He's going to stay in the ball game. Meanwhile, Maverick Hanley gave that one an absolute ride out to left field. Or excuse me, right center. 2 runs come in, and Will Brennan and Hayden Cantrell. With 2 away and a man on third, here's Austin Langworthy. Takes strike 1 on the outside corner.
Crucial at-bat here for Zach Hart. You had them down to 1 out to get, and then Maverick Hanley triples. You can't let more runs come in here with Lasky on the mound because he has looked good thus far, although the Gatemen have hit him around a touch. You have still got to keep tabs on everybody, because the pitching staff for the Falmouth Commodores is so good, it's going to be tough to come back from any sort of deficit.
Couldn't agree with you more, JD. Hart in that vein trying to do some damage control. 0-2. Fouled off straight down. Got Martellini in the mask after the hop. He's okay, though. Count will remain 0-2 to Langworthy, who, like I said, has been doing the brunt of the damage for Falmouth here in these playoffs. 3 singles and 6 at-bats, 3 walks as well for the Florida Gator. 2 bombs in 1 game earlier this year against the Gatemen in the series clincher against Hyannis. 1 for 2 with those 3 walks. The 0-2 again. Swinging a tip into the glove. He got him on strikes. Hart comes up with a huge strikeout to retire the side. His third of the day. That one brought to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. We go to the bottom of the third. Gatemen try to answer back. They trail 2-0 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Get Gatemen gear. Check out the latest styles and colors of your favorite Gatemen apparel. Also in stock, a large selection of Cape League items, including tickets to the All-Star Game. Test your pitching speed and pick up a souvenir ball, all at our merchandise booth.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, bottom half of the third inning. Gatemen now trailing 2-0 after a huge 2 RBI triple by Maverick Hanley, the catcher for Falmouth. Put them up 2-0 on Zach Hart. 2 runs scored on 3 hits after Hart looked absolutely untouchable through his first 2 frames, pair of strikeouts, couple groundouts, and a flyout. After getting Edward Julian to bounce out, it looked like it was going to be business as usual. But Iser and Cantrell with back-to-back singles. Will Brennan retired on a fielder's choice. Then Maverick Hanley cleared the bases before Austin Langworthy became the second strikeout victim, or became a strikeout victim for the second time, I should say. Third of the day in total for Hart. Trying to get the bats going are Skylar Hunter, Isaac Collins, and Oliver Dunn. 9-1-2 for Wareham.
I like this part of the lineup coming up for the Gatemen, trying to get back into this game. Skylar Hunter's been swinging a great bat. He had a couple of hits in the game against Katuitt, that Game 2 win, the clincher. Then you got Isaac Collins and Oliver Dunn, both of whom have already seen Adam Lasky now once through the order. This is the part of the order that has to come up big here for the Gatemen as they try to get back into this game. You've been through once. You've seen it. You've had some success against him. 3 hits in the first 2 innings. You got to keep trying to fire away now that you're down 2-0.
Skylar Hunter starting things off well. Squared around a bunt, but pulled back. Trying to manufacture a little bit of offense here. The Gatemen do have 3 hits on the day. Haven't brought anyone home, but that'll do the trick. Base knock to the right side for Skylar Hunter. Like you said, JD, swinging a little bit of a better bat. Just took that pitch where it was hit. Intelligent piece of hitting by the Purdue Boilermaker.
I think the Gatemen have done that better than any other team in the league. I talked about how, yeah, they pull a lot of balls, but when the pitches are on the outer half, they do take them the other way. They really have done a good job of trying to hit the ball to the opposite field. Now, if you're Isaac Collins, speed on the base bats, you've got to get something going here because you are down 2-0, and Lasky's not going to give up.
Takes ball one low. And Collins, despite a good plate presence and some speed, we haven't seen him try to lay down the bunt that much. Usually it's been Dunn and Hunter who have been doing the brunt of the bunting duties. But with a guy like Isaac Collins, who's been hitting at a solid around 300 pretty much all year, he's not the guy you want to take the bat out of his hands unless he does this. 4-6-3. Not able to beat out the double play. Back-to-back innings of the Gatemen have bounced into double plays after leadoff singles. And this is just not what you want to see against Lasky. He gives you the base knock, and you beat yourself. So Oliver Dunn will bat here with 2 away, and the base is empty.
Can't be doing that. You have to put the ball somewhere where they cannot turn 2 on you. It's fine if you ground it into a fielder's choice. It's fine if you know you bounce out and Skylar Hunter moves up to second, but you can't keep wasting opportunities on the base bats. This Falmouth bullpen is going to shut you down at some point today.
That one chopped high over to Logan Davidson on a couple of hops. Bang, bang play. They got Oliver Dunn by a half step. Dunn limping ever so slightly, might have hit the bag funny, but looks like he's okay. The Gatemen go down to the minimum number of batters in the blink of an eye. Third inning, here we go to the top of the fourth. 2-0 Falmouth on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
Struggling with changes in mood, sleep, stress, or a sense of hopelessness? Finding it hard to be the man you want to be? Get the information and tools you need for mental, emotional, and relational health at massmen.org. Courage starts with the first step.
Head on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located just off Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the scrumptious fare or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. The Gatemen thank BB's Bar and Grill for their support.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Zach Hart set to go after minimal rest, between innings anyway, as Adam Lasky, a very efficient third inning through just 5 pitches, brought his pitch count from 25 to 30, which is absolutely not what you want to do if you're the Gatemen offense. Been hitting the cover off the ball as of late, batting .356 in the 2 games in the playoff coming into today. 4 guys hitting above 500. And 3 of the least patient at-bats I've ever seen.
You've got to be able to work in more than that. It's okay to take a strike every once in a while. You don't have to swing at every strike. Obviously, that's the case. The Gatemen have to settle in here. Yeah, you're down 2-0. You haven't faced a deficit except for once in this playoff run thus far. Just take a deep breath. You're a good offense. You've been hitting Lasky well. You just got to continue to do that.
That one hit routine to Isaac Collins. Reaches up and makes the catch. That's exactly what the Gatemen need. Some at-bats like that. 1 pitch, 1 out. Zach Hart retires Cameron Cannon on the F9. For those of you keeping score at home, he moves to 0 for 2 on the day. Here comes Matt Wallner, 0 for 1.
This is a part of the order that Hart had success with. He's been good against the top of the order. And then this middle half thus far through the first time through.
Yeah, especially the middle half, like you said, JD. And it came on a lot of these types of pitches. Well-placed fastballs, painting the outside part of the plate to hitters that bat from both sides. Wallner down 0-1 here quickly. Got that one. Ooh, hit Martellini right on the left elbow. And he is doubled over in pain on the foul ball, strike 2.
There can't be a more beat-up catching contingent than the Gatemen this season.
No question.
Drew Millis has been hit in the lower part of his body multiple times this year.
Yeah.
Luke Roscom has been hit a couple of times. Gian Martellini has been hit a couple of times. If you think back to Michael Amditis, who is one of the starting catchers for the Gatemen in the early part of the season, he got beat up behind the plate. Millis goes down with a cramp last time out against Katuitt. It has been merciless for the Gatemen catching regime this year.
The 0-2 just missed on the outside corner. Looked like the same pitch as the first one, but a little low that time. Martellini tried to frame it, but not with a ton of success there. Hart going to try again from the windup. The 1-2. Fastball right down the middle, rocketed into right field. A base knock. Into the glove of Isaac Collins. Gets it into his infield. One aboard here with one out.
You've got a favorable count against one of the better hitters in this Falmouth lineup. You can't be throwing a heater right down the middle part of the plate if you're Zach Hart. You have got to get that pitch lower. You have got to put it on a corner. Try to make Matt Wallner go the other way with it. Do something with it to induce weak contact. I talked to him in a game with he and Ryan Garcia a couple of weeks ago, right before the start of the playoffs, and he was a big strikeout guy at Franklin Pierce this season, but as we mentioned a couple of times, he's not a big K guy here. And I said, what's the difference? Yeah, there's D2 versus D1 talent between Franklin Pierce and here, and he said that's been the difference, is that the talent level is a lot higher here on the Cape than it is at Franklin Pierce, even though he's probably playing in the best Division II conference in the country, in the NE10, along with the likes of Lemoyne, Assumption, and SNHU. In that kind of conference with that kind of teams, you do face a lot of good talent, but not the kind of talent you're facing here. In this lineup alone, you've got Stanford, Florida, Arizona, Clemson, Auburn, some of the powerhouses of college baseball. And he said, I've just been trying to pitch to a lot weaker contact. He didn't do it there against Wallner. He pitched it right into the wheelhouse, and Wallner did exactly what you need to do with the ball. Hit it hard on the ground for a base knock.
Another favorable count here, JD, and that one slapped right into the glove of Ryan Kreidler. Let it pop out there. Heads up. Baseball from Kreidler, 6-3. Did he get it? No. Very much on purpose there from Kreidler to retire the lead runner.
They're going to say it was on the transfer?
He didn't catch the... Okay.
So Matt Wallner is going to head back to first base. They will call Logan Davidson out. So that will go down as a 6 rather than a 6-3 in your scorebooks.
So Wallner back at first. I guess the outcome's still the same, as Ryan Kreidler tried to induce the double play there. And that's what the infield fly rule was built to avoid, obviously, but obviously that one not a fly ball. That one breaking ball drops in there for strike one to Edward Julian. Meanwhile, Kreidler tried to kind of let that one fall off his glove in order to get the 6-3 double play, but instead will settle for one. But if you're the Gatemen, you'll take it.
Don't think he quite sold it as much as he would have liked to.
Yeah.
It looked very much like, oh no, the ball popped out of my glove. What shall I do?
Guess I got to go for 2. Dang.
He almost got him. So
yeah.
Pretty heads-up play if that's what he did intend to do. It seemed like that was the intent.
Mm-hmm. Julian, meanwhile, waiting on the 1-1 pitch. He's going to shoot it into right field. Base hit. Not a terribly well-hit ground ball. Now the throw coming in. Safe. Isaac Collins tried to gun down an overzealous Matt Wallner on the base paths, but 2 singles have the Commodores in the same situation they were in last time. 2 outs with men on first and second. And a guy with already a base knock in today's ballgame, batting for the second time in as many innings, Herbert Iser up to the plate.
Crucial at-bat here for Zach Hart. I said that with the Maverick Hanley at-bat with 2 runners on. Might be more crucial here for him, as they've already given up 2 runs.
Gatemen do trail, like you said, JD, but off to a favorable start here. 0-1 is the count to Iser, originally out of San Jacinto, like I said. 6'3", 207. Just finished up his sophomore year there. Will be heading to Dallas Baptist next year.
Taking the exact same path that McGregor Hines took. Hines is San Jack product. Then headed off to Dallas Baptist for his first year, and they will be teammates for the next 2 seasons. Barring any draft deals or either of them getting drafted, they both have 2 years of eligibility remaining.
The 0-2, meanwhile, Hart checks the runner once. Just missed with the breaking ball. Good pitch. Hart from the stretch. The 1-2. Swing and a miss on that one, but first base occupied, so no throw necessary. But for giggles, Martellini going to get it over to Lockhart to officially retire the side. Zach Hart gets out of a big jam. Big at-bat, JD. Big results from Hart. Commodores strand 2, but they do lead it by 2. Bottom of the 4th coming up from Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
The Bay Point Golf Club offers a unique collection of 18 championship golf holes, a beautiful banquet facility, and a club host that has a fully stocked pro shop. The Bay Point Grill is a perfect place to grab a meal or watch a game. The course is located off of Onset Avenue in Buzzards Bay. The Gatemen thank you for your support.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Henrique DeMore and J.D. Rachi bringing you the action from Wareham, facing off against the Commodores in Game 1 of the West Division Finals. This one, the divisional matchup in the first round last year. Gatemen swept the Commodores in 2 games, but now they trail Falmouth here 2-0. Falmouth securing the 3 seed this year. Gatemen obviously first-time West Division regular season champions anyway since 2001. A fantastic season by all accounts so far in Wareham, trying to avoid, I guess you can't really call it an early exit anymore. Last round would have been an early exit. This, I think, just an exit in the West Division Finals here to Falmouth.
Also trying to avoid the 1-seed curse. No number 1 seed in either division has won a CCBL title since the new playoff format came about in 2010. YD already eliminated in the East. Gatemen trying to avoid being eliminated here in the West, although this is just Game 1. You got to win 2. That's why you play at least 2 games.
And 2 of them will be played at Spillane as the 1 seed. The Gatemen get home field advantage, and now through the playoffs, as no matter who they play, we actually aren't sure how they determine home field advantage between West and East. Is it the winner of the All-Star game? Is the team with the better record? But either way, the West winners in the All-Star game and the Gatemen with a better record than everyone in the CCBL except the now eliminated Red Sox. So home field advantage through the rest of the way for Wareham. Trying to capitalize on that as Shenton cuts right through a very well-placed fastball up and in out of the hand of Adam Lasky, who has been dominant through 3 innings so far. Just a strikeout, but has given up 4 hits, no walks either for the Duke Blue Devil. From the windup, the 0-2 to Shenton. Breaking ball drops in there, outside corner. Shenton goes down looking. Second K of the day for Lasky. 1 away here for Jeremy Idens.
And that's why you got to be more selective at the beginning of the at-bat. First 2 pitches of the at-bat, Shenton swings at both of them, both probably out of the strike zone. And that's why Lasky just had a 5-pitch inning. The Gatemen have got to be more selective, look at a couple more balls, get a feeling for what Lasky is throwing them. Otherwise, he's going to pitch into the 6th or 7th inning.
The aggression played well for Wareham in the first couple of innings, but Lasky, second time through the order, seems to have figured them out. Starts Idens off here with a strike, 0-1. Setting up inside Handley, gets it right where he wants it, 0-2.
Lasky knows that they're going to be over-aggressive, so he says might as well throw strikes. If they are going to start getting less aggressive, get ahead of them either way.
That one skied into center field. Routine. Under it is Austin Langworthy. Makes the catch for out number 2. 4 straight Gatemen retired. The struggle started with the Isaac Collins double play, but really kind of just a little bit of a microcosm even of how things have been going for the Gatemen so far today. Yeah, it's still early on. Gatemen have at least 5 more chances to try to pull out a win here, innings-wise, I should say. But down to their last out very quickly here after, like you said, JD, a 5-pitch inning for Lasky in the 3rd. And he has only thrown 6 pitches in this inning so far. That one upstairs to Millis, 1-0.
Can't have him pitching deep into the game because he has had your number the whole day. Yeah, you've got 4 hits against him right now. However, you haven't been able to move anybody over except for once. Can't be chasing that stuff like that in the dirt. Have to be more disciplined.
Really good breaking ball at the knees. Miller thought he had a shot at it, but died at the last second. 1-1 to the Gatemen designated hitter. He's 0 for 1 today. Mills takes a deep breath. Ready to step back in. Batting from the right side is a switch-hitting Bear out of Missouri State. From the windup, Lasky deals. 1-1 misses inside, 2-1.
All 3 pitches have been out of the strike zone here for Lasky. You can't think he's laboring yet, considering he has been so efficient, but he's going to start missing out of the strike zone, take a couple of balls, force him to come back in and throw you something good.
2-1. Millis chased that one. Chopped left side. Davidson on one hop across the diamond. It popped out of the glove of Herbert Iser. The Gatemen get away with one there. Base runner aboard with 2 down.
Take what you can get.
Yep.
We scored an E3 on the catch from Iser.
Yeah, I can't imagine how it'd be scored any other way.
They'll say it was actually E6 on the throw. So we'll go against Logan Davidson.
Seemed like Iser had a glove on it. Yep, E6. That's the scoring.
The catcher, number 9, Gian Martellini.
Seemed like it just popped out of Iser's glove. Yeah, he had to reach for it, but didn't bring him off the bag. But oh well, semantics at this point. The Gatemen have a base runner after being retired 4 straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, dating back to last inning. Hard fastball misses low, taking all the way Gian Martellini. The 1-0. Skied shallow right field. This could do it. Trotting in, Matt Wallner reaches up and makes the catch for out number 3. Gatemen capitalize on the error by Logan Davidson, but leave Drew Millis at first. To the top of the 5th we go. Still 2-0 Commodores on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Robertson's GMC is
Are you hungry? Visit the concession stand for some new menu items. Try fried dough, chicken fingers, or french fries along with your regular favorites, hot dogs, burgers, cold drinks, and ice cream. Proceeds from the concession stand support the Gatemen and the Wareham High DECA program. Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
Founded in 1854, the Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company is the world's largest cranberry grower and private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. It's been all Falmouth so far, even though Zach Hart has pitched well, relatively speaking. Lasky has just been better. The Gatemen bats have been baffled. Drew Millis aboard with an error, but the Gatemen left him stranded. It's been all Falmouth these last couple of innings. 2-0 they lead. Zach Hart will go out for his 5th inning of work, trying to match a season high that he notched against Hyannis in a 10-6 win that was a lot closer than the scoreline might have indicated. Hart 5 scoreless in that one. Had kept the walks down all year and has not given up a walk here so far, but 5 hits, 2 earned runs for the rising senior from Franklin Pierce. 4 strikeouts to go with it as well, though. They didn't do a traditional mid-third scoreboard update, a look around the Cape League, but that one is cut on and missed by Hayden Cantrell, who will be followed by Will Brennan and Maverick Hanley. 9-1-2 for Falmouth. It is Chatham striking first against the Brewster Whitecaps at Veterans Field. 1-0. That game's in the bottom of the second. That one tipped into the glove, strike two.
Great pitch from Zach Hart. Diving breaking ball in on the hands of the left-handed bat, Hayden Cantrell, who he's pitched well against so far, although he does have a single and a run scored.
Cut him down there on 3 pitches. Nasty stuff from Hart, taking no prisoners on 3 straight fastballs. 5th K of the day for Hart. That one brought to you, of course, by Lang, Xafaris, and Bullard. Will Brennan will bat with 1 out and nobody on.
And if you're Zach Hart, it is crucial to keep this game at just 2-0.
Yep.
Over the next inning or two. You're pitching efficiently thus far. You've got 5 strikeouts.
That one lifted into center field, right into the glove of Skylar Hunter. Clearly, whatever discomfort he felt after trying to lay out and rob Hanley of that triple, not affecting him too much. Easy play for the Purdue Boilermaker. 4 pitches, JD, so far? He swung. Yep, that was the first one. 4 pitches so far, 2 outs for Z Hart.
Looking for an efficient inning here. You want him to go as long as you can. The Gatemen's bullpen a little bit less robust than what Falmouth has to offer, although the Gatemen did have the off day yesterday. They've used a couple of more pitchers in the first 2 games of this playoff push.
That one misses outside. Went first pitch breaking ball, then that one could not find the zone, but 1-1 is the count to Maverick Hanley. Obviously 1 for 2 with that big 2 RBI triple. 1-1 skied foul right side. Wow, Lockhart thought about it, then desisted. Now Hart 1 strike away from retiring the side in a sorely needed efficient inning for Wareham. The 1-2, sky deep into left field. Jeremy Idens will watch it go foul. 1-2 again. Hart from the windup. In the dirt. Hart trying to keep this game at 2-0. The 2-2 way outside. Count goes full. Should Handley survive, Austin Langworthy waits on deck. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks today. Stanford Cardinal trying to work himself out of an 0-2 count. Skies that one high and deep into left field. Jeremy Idens going back on and makes the catch at the wall. Handley gave it a ride, but Jeremy Idens brings it back, and a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Hart means we are halfway through this one. Still 2-0 Falmouth here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs. Village Signs of Mattapoisett. Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees of the John Wild Charitable Trust for their continued support of Gatemen Baseball in Wareham.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Halfway through this one, 2-0 Falmouth on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Enrique DeMore and JD Bracci bringing you Game 1 between these two teams in the West Division Finals. East Division Finals, like we said, going on the other end of the Cape, where Chatham has now doubled up Brewster, 2-0. Pushing across another run at Veterans Field, trying to put an end to the Whitecaps' upstart season. Whitecaps with a 4 seed snuck into the playoffs. And when I say snuck, I do mean snuck. Just 13 wins. Actually had one more win than the Orleans Firebirds, who missed out on the playoffs by a point. But those 4 ties came up huge and gave them 3 extra points in the race for second to last. We're 4-5-1 going into that playoff stretch, but it was really Orleans who beat themselves, losing 13 of their last 15 games in an absolute mammoth tailspin in an East Division that already top down was not great, making the bottom look even worse as Brewster with 1 point on pace to be the worst Cape League team ever. Before slapping around these Wareham Gatemen at Stony Brook 8-1, seemed like they were dead in the water.
13 and 15 for Orleans, like you mentioned. How about 17 of 20 to end the year for the Firebirds? An epic collapse. Just completely fell apart. Pitching was no longer there. The bats were no longer there. And I think a big turning point for them was when Nick Osborne from Tennessee Tech left. He came in, was only going to pitch this season. He's a two-way guy. He was only going to pitch on the Cape and then said, Tennessee Tech led the country in homers. I had like 16 on the year. I kind of miss hitting home runs, so I'm going to come in and now I'm going to DH as well on top of my pitching duties. Comes in and hits 8 home runs in his first 2 weeks on the Cape, then gets signed by the A's. Things like that will happen. So when he left, it really seemed like there was just this deflating feeling for the Orleans Firebirds.
You're telling me to think that one guy had that much impact, but it seems like he did, right? Correlation doesn't necessarily mean causation, but that is pretty tough to ignore. 0-1 meanwhile here to Lyle Lockhart Jr. batting in the 7-hole today, where he has been for the entirety of the playoffs and the back half of the season. Well, not really back half, last couple of games, I should say. He'll be followed by Ryan Kreidler and Skylar Hunter. As part of the order, a combined 1 for 3 on the day. Lockhart bounced into a double play his first time up. One of 2 that the Gatemen have hit into today. Gatemen have 4 hits, but haven't been able to get anyone past second base. It's way back in the first inning on back-to-back singles by Shenton and Idens. 2-1 here to Lockhart, who flashed some power during BP earlier today, and in the the late half of this season. He's also started to swing a little bit more of a power stroke. Launches that one into left center field. Coming over on it, Will Brennan, but it'll be Austin Langworthy, who takes charge in center field and makes the catch just shy of the wall. Lockhart gave it a ride, but hit it to one of the deepest parts of a very big outfield here at Spillane. 1 away here in the 5th.
It's a well-hit ball from Lyle Lockhart, but again, he chased it out of the zone. Had to go down and get that one, only just hovering below his knees. And Lasky has been incredibly efficient in this game, as we've mentioned a couple of times. And he will work late into this game, especially in the playoffs. Doesn't seem like he's on any sort of innings limit anymore. So you could see him going into the 7th or the 8th inning, and then Kreidler chases one out of the zone here. You've got to be more disciplined at the plate if you're the Gatemen, because as discipline comes, you force him to kind of throw more strikes to you, and you force him to come out over the heart of the plate and give you better balls to hit. But if you're going to chase stuff, he's going to continue to throw pitches to make you chase, and then that doesn't help out with that kind of a call.
Yeah, that was a borderline pitch. It did not go Kreidler's way, to say the least. Mark Piantadosi doing the plate calling, doing the balls and strikes calling behind the plate. Tom Ryberg at first, Joe Caraco at second, Jeff Kinney at third. Today's 4-man crew for Game 1 of the West Division Finals. 0-2, Kreidler gets a piece of it, sends it over our heads right behind home plate. That's where the count will stay. Skylar Hunter waits on deck.
And now that you've chased a couple of pitches out of the zone, you're down 0-2. It's all on you to protect, so anything close you got to swing at as well here. So really, it's just kind of a snowball effect that we've seen in this game from the Gatemen in terms of chasing pitches early in at-bats.
Hanley sets up outside. That's where he gets it, and Kreidler hit it where it was pitched, but more defensive swing there, trying to get a better pitch from Lasky. Still 0-2, so the Duke Blue Devil definitely in the driver's seat over the UCLA Bruin here. His team up 2-0 on the Gatemen here. Trying to come away with a road win. Send it back to Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field for what they hope is the sweep. Kreidler ready. And now so is Lasky. From the windup, the 1-2. Swinging a little dribbler left side. Cam Cannon gobbles it up, but late foul call as it did get Kreidler in the foot. So we'll do it again, 1-2. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Gatemen searching for their first base knock since the Skylar Hunter single back in the third. He does wait on deck. The 1-2 in the dirt. Good take from Kreidler. He thought about it. Firm fastball out of the hand of Lasky, the 2018 CCBL Pitcher of the Year. Dylan Thomas winning Reliever of the Year over at Hyannis. So one Pitcher of the Year eliminating another. Lasky has not seen action in the playoffs, nor has he seen action against the Gatemen specifically this year, but an awesome year on the Cape. Kreidler puts an absolute charge into this one, high and deep into left. Way gone. Ryan Kreidler with one of the longest home runs of the season for Wareham, and the Gatemen are on the board.
That's what you need from your shortstop at the bottom of the order. We talked about it. Kreidler power surge. Now's the time to break out. Now you've gotten to Lasky for a run. You've got Skylar Hunter coming up. He's had success already today. That gives a little boost to this offense and shows, hey, we can hit this guy. We can send it out of the ballpark. You've got to build on that momentum moving forward.
Kreidler put an absolute charge into that one. Nuked it into the higher part of the football bleachers. JD, I think you might have gotten a little better look at that one as you're a little more to the right here. Did that clear the bleachers?
It almost did. There's like a secondary fence out there kind of backing up the back end of the bleachers.
Yeah.
It probably hit in between the first fence, backing up the bullpen for the Falmouth Commodores, and in between those two fences. It was a well-hit ball.
That was a fastball on the inside part of the plate on a 2-2 count. And we've talked about it. Lasky can zip it. And that was just extremely well timed by Kreidler. He did not miss that one. Absolutely mashed. When we talked about the outfield at Spillane, no joke. Hit that one to left center. Over by the football bleachers, like we said. Hunter fouls one off here, 2-2. Wouldn't be surprised if that thing went 400 feet. Skylar Hunter now here in a 2-2 count. Crowd starting to get into it here at Spillane. The Gatemen have shown signs of life. 2-2 from Lasky. Swinging a chopper up the middle. Skylar Hunter might have a chance on this one. Logan Davidson running throw. Yes. Hunter's speed not enough. Logan Davidson and a fantastic shortstop like we talked about, JD. Using all of his 6'4" frame and a lot of control on that one.
He's been great defensively. Ryan Kreidler's been great defensively. That last home run for Kreidler tracked at 399 feet from TrackMan here at Spillane. A very well hit ball. Probably the second or third longest home run of the season for the Gatemen.
I think the only other two that we can think of were the Austin Shenton ones to dead center and that Brian Packard one that he hit at Hyannis. I mean, that thing was absolutely murdered. Isaac Collins pops one up, foul ground. Maverick Handley crashes into the wall. Misses the beat on as it lands right behind Don Snedden, giving an extra life here, 0-1. Go Gatemen chants breaking out at a packed house at Spillane. Trying to cheer their Gatemen on to a comeback victory here. Ryan Kreidler with a moonshot to make it 2-1. Falmouth got two on one swing of the bat. Maverick Handley with a very well hit RBI triple close to the uprights out there in right center. Since then, Zach Hart has bounced back nicely. Gatemen trying to capitalize on the momentum here. Collins with a 1-1 count. He's 0 for 2 today. From the windup, the 1-1 from Lasky. Got a little piece of it, weakly hit down the left field line, 1-2. Just couldn't quite catch up to that one, and that was really well placed low and inside. Collins tried to reach down and get that one. Borderline fastball. Meanwhile, the Creighton Blue Jay here with the bases empty is down 1-2. Lasky coming up on pitch number 63. Entered this inning having thrown just 42. This is the kind of inning the Gatemen needed. 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Two out, 2-1 Commodores. Breeze has shifted, blowing a little more out to center field. 2-2 misses outside. See if the breezes of fortune can shift here for Wareham. Trying to get back to the finals for the first time since 2012 when they won it all. Cotuit won it in 2013. Since then, it has been all East Division champions. That one misses upstairs. Heck of a take by Collins on that fastball upstairs. There's that plate discipline we were looking for, JD, and who else but Isaac Collins?
His first walk of the day. Collins doesn't walk a ton, although he does run counts up. And like you said, Lasky's pitch count slowly climbing. You'd like to get to the bullpen here if you're the Gatemen. Although it's great, it's much more susceptible than Lasky has been this season. So if you can continue to pile on here, you do have 2 outs, but Oliver Dunn has been on a hot streak. He doesn't have a hit today. He's struck out and grounded out. However, if you can put something into the gap, Isaac Collins has speed. You could score him from third, or you could put yourself in a good situation with your best hitter coming to the plate in Austin Shenton.
Shenton 1 for 2, Dunn 0 for 2 today. Takes a breaking ball in there, 0-1. And Dunn frustrated either with the call there or with the fact that he didn't try to take a rip at that one. We've seen some breaking balls from Lasky with a lot sharper cut than that one. We've seen some loopers as well, and that was one of them. Lasky from the stretch, the 0-2, way outside. Collins with a pretty good secondary over there at first, 1-2 to Dunn. Commodores, like we talked about, fighting the longest championship drought in the CCBL. But since their title in 1980, have been to the finals actually 6 times, 96, 04, 07, 11, 14, and as recently as 2016, but have gone 0-6 in their last 6 finals appearances. Breaking ball misses away, 2-2. Two to Dunn, and I got a piece of him. Yes, sir. Says Mark Piantadosi. He will go to first. Isaac Collins up to second. Huge, and I mean huge spot here for Austin Shenton and the Gatemen.
Hits lefties well. He's got a single today. If you can get something relatively softly hit out into the outfield with the kind of speed Isaac Collins has at second base, he could be in a good position to tie this one up. This is a big at-bat for Shenton coming. Great job from Oliver Dunn to be able to get on base, because you'd obviously much rather have a hitter like Shenton coming to the plate in an RBI spot with runners on base rather than having him lead off with nobody on in the next inning.
Big opportunity here. The Gatemen already got one earlier this inning, and what has been by far the longest inning of the game for Wareham. Sends that one into right field. Going to get down for a base hit. Being waved around third is Isaac Collins. He will score as the throw comes wide of Maverick Hanley. Austin Shenton comes through, and we've got a tie ball game here in the 5th. Austin Shenton does exactly what the doctor prescribed. And now runners at the corners here, 2 away. The Gatemen get to Lasky for 2 in the 5th. Isaac Collins coming in to score from second. A pretty good throw from Wallner just off to the right, and Hanley had no shot at Collins. Oliver Dunn able to truck it over to third. Austin Shenton just keeps producing. Not to jinx anything, but if the Gatemen make a nice little run here in the postseason, I think this kid's your MVP. He has come up with clutch hit after clutch hit in the playoffs.
He has been absolutely excellent this postseason for the Gatemen. Went 4 for 5 in the last game, 4 RBIs. He walked as well, so there is a lot to like about what Austin Shenton's doing. Jeremy Idens the same way, got on base a ton like we talked about last time. He's got a single today. Single scores another run here and gives you your first lead of the ball game.
And Shenton in that win over Cotuit in Game 2 as that one is rifled right under the feet of a leaping Mike Mobbs for strike 1.
That was a good pitch to hit.
Yeah.
A little over-anxious. Breaking ball coming in on the inner half. A little bit too far out in front of it, but if you get another one like that and shoot it down that left field line for extra bases, oh boy.
Could have maybe given the Gatemen their first lead of the day. They tie it 2-2, and that one did not get Idens. They got something.
Boy, that was close.
But no argument from Idens, so I guess just a depth perception thing on our end. Idens would have been arguing for sure. No argument from Don Sneddon or Matt Miller or anyone. So instead, just a 2-1 pitch coming up here. But to wrap up the point about Shenton's production in the postseason so far, in that 15-6 win over Cotuit, just a double shy of the cycles. An absolutely monstrous game from the FIU Panther. The 2-1 to Idens. Cut on and missed. Idens wanted all of that one.
His eyes got big. Elevated fastball. Clean-up hitter. His eyes got big with that one. A little bit too far out of the zone for him to do anything good with. It's a good pitch from Lasky, but a dangerous one, because if he does get a hold of it, that ball is going to go a long way. Big pitch coming up here for Adam Lasky.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lasky tries to go back to that same pitch. His breaking stuff's been good, but not phenomenal. His fastball has fooled Gatemen hitters, especially upstairs. 2-2. Fastball low. Takes it. 4-3.
Gutsy take. But this is what you need. Run that pitch count up. Keep running it as much as you can. Because Lasky has been dominant going into this inning.
Jeremy Idens trying to keep the inning going. The Gatemen have already gotten 2 on a Ryan Kreidler solo shot, an Austin Shenton RBI single. Payoff pitch runner goes, cut on and missed. Lasky gets out of a jam, showing why he is the CCBL Pitcher of the Year here in 2018. But the Gatemen tie it up. Moonshot by Kreidler, huge RBI single from Austin Shenton. And we go to the top of the 6th, knotted at 2 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
South Coast Health, operators of Charlton Memorial Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital, and Toby Hospital, delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Health, the best care plus something more.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line. Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Enrique DeMore and J.D. Rachi bringing you the action from Wareham, where the home team has tied it up. A moonshot by Ryan Kreidler and an RBI single by Austin Shenton. And as we learned, allegedly, our videographer Dan Longton with some insider information saying that the seams were ripped off the ball to some degree on the home run by Kreidler. And we knew he smoked it, and he said it cleared the bleachers, or at least after a bounce or two found its way beyond the bleachers. 399 feet, like we said. The track man here at Spillane, and Zach Hart starts the inning off with his 71st pitch for strike one.
Big inning here for Zach Hart. You've now got your team back into the game. It's 2-2. You've got to keep Falmouth off the scoreboard with a good part of their lineup coming up in Langworthy, Cannon, and Wallner.
No one misses downstairs, 1-1, and Langworthy, along with Cannon and Wallner, just one hit between the three of them today, but these are three very dangerous hitters, like you said, JD. 1-1. Did he go around? No, says the third base umpire. I don't know about that. I said 1 for 3 earlier. My apologies, 1 for 6 in the combined at-bats between the 3, 4, 5 hitters for Falmouth today. 2-1. Gets the call there, 2-2. Hart from the windup, the 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, count goes full. Langworthy 3 for 6 in the playoffs so far. Also with 3 walks, but has been hapless today against Wareham. That one just outside. Man, oh man, that did not miss by much.
That is a good pitch. Backdoor slider from Hart. Perfect complement to the firm, hard fastball. Langworthy on for the first time today. Now you got to deal with another good hitter in Cameron Cannon. You got to settle in here if you're Zach Hart.
Cam Cannon, the most RBIs on this team. Both here in the playoffs as that one is sent into left field, getting down for a base hit. Hard hit ball puts 2 on here for Falmouth. Makings of a bounce back inning here. Matt Wallner 1 for 2, trying to do exactly that for his Commodores.
Fielder number 44, Matt Wallner from Southern Miss.
So where the aggression has been hit or miss, mostly miss for Wareham. Couple of quick base runners here brings Gian Martellini out to talk to Hart on how he can settle down maybe a little bit. We see a couple arms warming up in the Gatemen pen beyond right field fence. We can't tell exactly who it is.
I've seen a couple of left-handers warming. The only left-handers available today, Carter Bach and Brendan Salucci, 2 of the new arms for the Gatemen. So it will be one of them because Easton Lucas still not available after pitching more than 4 innings the last time around. I should say Joey Barron is also available in this game as well, although he is
Pitching coach
less likely
to discuss strategy. You can
come
discuss
in.
investment strategy.
Out to the mound now.
He is out there to discuss strategy, and you can discuss the investment strategy with Joe Crespi from Merrill Lynch. Sponsors this trip to the mound. Talking to Martellini as well as Hart, making sure both of them are on the same page. To go with the pep talk here. After Martellini himself made just a solo visit.
Frankly, I'm a little surprised that Zach Hart's not being lifted here because when I talked to Coach Sneddon and Coach Lawler before today's game, they said they're going to play a lot of matchups. And you got a lot of lefties coming up. Wallner, a lefty. Logan Davidson, a switch hitter, but better from the left side. Edward Julian, a lefty, as well as Herbert Iser, a lefty. And so I'm a little bit surprised that you're not seeing a left-hander come into this game, although Zach Hart has played well, has gotten out of a couple of jams here. I think this at-bat is going to be very telling of what they do with the staff moving forward.
That fastball misses low here, though. Not off to a fantastic start, but Hart, like you said, has pitched around jams pretty well so far. Has given up just the 2 runs in the 3rd. Trying to wrap up the 6th inning here. But Falmouth is knocking at the door, trying to break this 2-2 tie. 1-0 up the middle. This could be 2. Kreidler will take it himself, steps on first, and a huge double play. Kreidler to Lockhart for a huge 2 outs here in the 6th. Over to 3rd goes Austin Langworthy, but much more manageable now. He will face Logan Davidson.
You'll trade 2 for the runner moving up to 3rd. You would even have traded two outs for a run scored in that situation. Luckily enough for Zach Hart, nobody at 3rd base quite yet. You're able to get 2 outs, and now anything that Logan Davidson does that produces that out ends the inning and keeps this game tied. Crucial at bat coming up here for both Zach Hart as well as this Falmouth offense.
Davidson 0 for 2 today. Flew out to Skylar Hunter his first time up and sent a laser over to Ryan Kreidler that he tried to play off and do a little heads-up baseball, some trickery, try to get an extra out, I should say, on that one, but instead settle for 1. 0-1 to the Clemson Tiger, dribbled foul, 0-2.
Now you got him 0-2. You're in a good situation. I think you bury some soft stuff inside here. Because even if he gets to it, he's probably not going to hit it all that hard. I would not serve up a fastball to him here. Good fastball hitter in Logan Davidson. But a guy that has struggled with changeup, slider, things of that variety this year.
So with a runner at 3rd and 2 down, the 0-2 just missed outside. Couple of mammoth pitches from Zach Hart have not been given the benefit of the doubt here by Mark Piantadosi.
That's a great pitch.
Hart from the stretch, the 1-2. Swinging a high fly ball, foul ground, 3rd base side will exit play. 1-2 still the count. To be fair to Piantadosi, though, we have seen that a few times, so it's not like he hasn't been consistent, but they have been a couple of painful calls for Gatemen pitching.
No, it's the key to umpiring, is being consistent. We've seen the same thing not afforded to Lasky for Falmouth, so if you're being consistent, it's all right.
Now the 1-2 again. Swinging a high fly ball to deep center field. Skylar Hunter ranging back, still ranging back, reaches up and makes the catch. In deep left center field, Zach Hart, a massive comeback performance in this inning in what might be his last. Finishes the 6th in style. Gets Matt Wallner to bounce into a double play, and Logan Davidson retired on the flyout. Keeps it at a 2-2 score. To the bottom of the 6th we go on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Zach Hart's parents, Patrick and Aaron, and sisters.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Established in 1877, TM Riders, a family-run insurance agency located in downtown Middleborough, Massachusetts. TM Riders' goal is to find the best coverage at a fair rate for their customers, but they really value giving the best service they can provide. Visit the office on Thatcher's Row if you would like P&C insurance information, quotes, and policies.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. 2-2 tie here in the bottom of the 6th in Game 1 of the West Division Finals between Wareham and Falmouth. And JD, there's another baseball adage, really just a sports adage. It's big-time players make big-time plays. Zach Hart came up huge in the 6th inning to retire the middle of a solid Falmouth order to keep us at a 2-2 tie and give the game over to likely his bullpen.
He showed what he was made of there. Logan Davidson just missed what was really a hanging fastball. That last pitch of the inning, but listen, if you can get him to fly out and you can get him to go down without giving up a run in that situation, that's huge. Now the Gatemen offense needs to come back and have another bounce back inning here against Adam Lasky. You've tagged him around. You've had at least a hit in 4 of the 5 innings that he's thrown thus far. The only 2 runs coming in the last inning in the 5th. He has shown some signs of wearing down a touch here, but you still got to continue to build on top of that. Drew Millis has reached once today. Gian Martellini's got a single, and then Lyle Lockhart due up in this inning. Millis had a couple of home runs, had 10 home runs this season at Missouri State. Meanwhile, Martellini and Lyle Lockhart are 2 guys we have seen hit the ball much, much harder of late. So you got to continue to try to pile on here, a couple of extra base hits, and you could be in business in Game 1.
So it'll be Millis, Martellini, Lockhart, 5, 6, 7 here to go against Adam Lasky, who has looked a little less comfortable with each passing inning. And the Gatemen bats have looked more comfortable. Like you said, JD, at least a base knock in 4 of the 5 innings so far. 2 in the 1st and 2 in the 5th. For Wareham, Drew Millis 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 4th. And it is technically just past the middle of the 6th. That one misses inside 1-1, so we'll give you a scoreboard update. Out east in Chatham, 5-1 in favor of the Anglers. Starting to pile it on Brewster here. Put up 1 in the 1st, 4 in the 2nd. And in the top of the 4th, Brewster responding with a Jesse Franklin solo shot, but they still trail it by 4. Brewster being the worst defense on the Cape. Shouldn't come as much of a surprise. They've already committed 2 errors, and Chatham able to pile on, capitalize on those. That game in the top of the 4th inning. This one, of course, in the bottom of the 6th. 2-2 between your Wareham Gatemen and the Falmouth Commodores. Switch hitting Missouri Bear, batting from the right side. The 2-1 misses outside, 2-2. 3-1, excuse me.
Millis slugged .507 this year at school. 13 doubles, 2 triples, 7 home runs. We have seen virtually no extra base power from him this year, just the 3 doubles. Now's the perfect time to get it going.
Lazy fly ball, first base side towards the dugout, ranging over on it, all 3. Lasky, Iser, and Handley, but no one able to get it as it bounced a few inches short of the Gatemen dugout. So getting a lifeline there on a 3-1 pitch that Millis frustrated couldn't do much more with, but on the other side of things, 1 pitch away from getting aboard here, potentially.
Millis has added a lot of power to his game over the past 2 seasons. As a freshman at Missouri State, weighed in at just 185 at 6'2", bumped up his weight by 20 pounds over last summer, and bumped his slugging percentage from 282 to 507 between those 2 years.
Payoff pitch hammered into deep left field. Nice running catch from Will Brennan. What a grab. Adam Lasky pointing out to left field. He knows that he just took a double away from Drew Millis. Tough break for Wareham. And Kansas State Wildcat comes up big for the first out of the inning.
That is absolutely brutal. Getting a second look at it here. A well-stung ball to left. He has to run all the way and lays out and makes a fantastic play down that left field line. That is just unfortunate for Drew Millis.
Line drives hit to you as an outfielder, some of the hardest plays to make, but especially coming over on it. He had to judge that, kind of north-south, of course, but also east-west, if you will. Perfect play by the Falmouth left fielder out of Kansas State. Martellini, meanwhile, down quickly here, 0-2. 1 for 2 today is the Boston College Eagle. Guy behind him on deck, 0 for 2, Lyle Lockhart. 0-2 pitch, breaking ball upstairs, 1-2.
Martellini has come up clutch in the last couple of weeks, but he hasn't done it in a while since all the way back in that first trip to Lowell Park in Cotuit. Hasn't hit a home run. Home run has been the way of the offense thus far in this game, and really in the last couple of weeks for the Gatemen. A big bomb here for him would be huge.
Shoots that one just foul down the right field line.
And he knows he just missed it.
Yeah. Could have been easy pickings for a double, even for the big lumbering Martellini. What he doesn't have in speed, he more than makes up for in power, like you're alluding to, JD. One of the few guys to clear the green monster in batting practice at the Fenway workout about a month ago. Trying to do something here with a 1-2 pitch. Inside, no, it did not hit him. He spun out of the way, so 2-2. Bases empty, a 2-2 tie on the scoreboard. All-important game 1 here at Spillane Field. It's been a heck of a ball game so far. Cut on and missed on an elevated fastball. Martellini goes down swinging. 4th strikeout of the day, 3 of them looking for Adam Lasky so far. 2 away, the bases are empty.
Another guy that's had a power surge. We saw him hit some absolute bombs in BP today. Lyle Lockhart, a couple of, especially from the right side, a couple of big flies out to the bleachers out in left field. I know I'm harping on the power a little bit here, but that really has been the way the offense for the Gatemen in this latter third, I should say, of the season. At one point going into that game at Orleans, a couple of Saturdays ago, I should say, 11 home runs for the Gatemen as a roster. The Orleans starting lineup in that game had 28. So there was a serious lack of power, and then Lyle Lockhart was actually the one to get it started.
Excellent diving play from Cam Cannon, and a nasty pick from Herbert Iser at first. Retires the Houston Cougar. Hard hit ball down the line, but excellent defense by the corner infield for Falmouth. Makes it a 1-2-3 inning. Excellent defense as a whole for Falmouth. Gets the better of Wareham here. Stretch time at Spillane still to the top of the 7th we go. My apologies. From Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent, or for live music every weekend, located on Route 105 in Marion.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway. Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. 2-2 is your score in the top of the 7th inning. Joey Barron on the hill out of Lackawanna College. Just finished up his redshirt sophomore year there, the D2 Pitcher of the Year. ERA a bit high there, as you see, but that is just in the playoffs so far. So that's why that number is a little high. In the regular season was awesome for Wareham. 10 strikeouts, no walks. 6 hits in his 6 2/3 innings of work, .135 ERA in his 4 appearances. Has not gone more than 2 2/3 innings. Had a blown save at Katuitt in that 4-4 tie. But really, his stuff is awesome. Like we said, D2 Pitcher of the Year out of Lackawanna Community College comes on in relief of Zach Hart, whose final line, as that one is absolutely smoked, foul down the left field line. Final line on Zach Hart: 6 innings of work, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Low walks, little under a strikeout an inning, 2 earned runs over 6. Absolutely awesome from Hart. You'll take it.
He absolutely will, especially going up against the likes of Adam Lasky. You knew you were going to have to get a good pitching performance from your guy as well if you're the Gatemen. It's going to go as a no decision for Hart just because the Gatemen we have a tie game here in the 7th, so it'll be a no decision for him, but definitely a fantastic outing for him.
That one's shot foul as well, 1-2. This pitching change from Hart to Barron, of course, brought to you by the Bay Point Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course. With the driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day and always welcome to the public. So go get to the point. Edouard Julien waiting on the 1-2. And he is 1 for 2 today. Single in the 4th. Swing and a miss on that one, though. The strikeouts continue to pile up for Barron. 6th of the day for the Gatemen, 1st of the day for the Lackawanna College product. That one brought to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Herbert Iser will step in. He is as well 1 for 2.
That is just nasty. Dirty breaking ball. Had him way out in front. That's the kind of stuff we're used to seeing.
First pitch fouled straight back, 0-1. And Barron in that game against Katuitt, in which he had that 4-3 lead, was so good and got 2 nasty strikeouts and had the last guy in that frame down 0-2 with a 1-run lead. That one chopped right side. Lyle Lockhart steady as always at first. Will take it himself for the 2nd out of the inning. Barron working quickly here, 2 away in the 7th.
The second baseman, number 3, Hayden Cantrell from Louisiana Lafayette.
And we heard that the Gatemen, like I said, they're going to play the matchups. Talked to Coach Lawler and Coach Sneddon before today's game. Lefty Barron comes into the game to go lefty with Julian, lefty with Herbert Iser, and now make Hayden Cantrell switch over to his weaker side of the plate from the right side.
Drops down the bunt, glove by Barron, spinning throw. Got him! Yes, sir! What an athletic play by Joey Barron. Cool as a cucumber to make the 1-3 putout, and a quick 7th inning for the Gatemen pitching staff. Now stretch time at Spillane Field. We'll be right back. 2-2 is your score on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Distinct assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, the best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors on Cape Cod.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
Eastern Propane and Oil is the Wareham Gatemen home run sponsor. Each time a home run is hit by a Gatemen player, Eastern Propane and Oil donates a camp scholarship to a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. 2-2 is your score. The side armor out of TCU will take over for Adam Lasky, who had an awesome outing here. Great start. He did exactly what you would expect. Similar line to Hart, I should say. 6 innings of work, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts for the sophomore out of Duke. Cal Coughlin comes in. The kid's nasty, a sub-2 ERA across his career at TCU, a $1.59 in 2017, his freshman year, and his sophomore year, even better if you can believe that, a $1.44. 1-0 record his freshman year, 2-2 record his sophomore year, exclusively out of the bullpen, all 50 of his appearances. The strikeout numbers have been actually relatively low for him, not really what you'd expect out of a power reliever like him. But he's kept the long ball pretty much non-existent. His batting average against at 174. His sophomore campaign at TCU. That one hammered into deep left field. Going to get down 4 extra bases. Ryan Kreidler continues the hot bat. Rounding first, chugging into second. He will get there with a stand-up double. And that's how you do it against Coughlin.
Ryan Kreidler is quickly becoming the reason the Gatemen are in this game and could possibly take the lead here with a couple of well-timed hits.
The center fielder, number 51, Skylar.
Coughlin has not seen action in the postseason, but was solid this year for the Commodores. In that 3-1 loss back on July 25th, over at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gulf Fuller Field, an inning of work, scoreless, no walks, no hits, 1 strikeout as well for the TCU Horned Frog. Skylar Hunter trying to capitalize on the leadoff double by Ryan Kreidler. Like you said, JD, quickly becoming a very important piece of this Gatemen offense in a crucial Game 1 here. Zips the fastball inside 2-0 to Hunter.
And Coughlin's got this weird delivery where he steps almost all the way off the mound to the third base side and then throws it across his body. The fact that he's still able to maintain the kind of zip he has on that ball is impressive, and it's just a very confusing delivery to look at.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he uses his legs a ton, especially with the way he falls off like that, like you were alluding to, JD. And he, like a lot of guys, whereas a lot of pitchers traditionally will, when they come down, you'll see them, chest almost perpendicular to the ground, really using everything they have throwing down. He does get a lot of zip on him. That's not just from arms. He does use his legs, but the way he pops up after he delivers a pitch makes you think he doesn't. Kreidler taking off for third. The throw down from Handley. Safe! He got under the tag. Ryan Kreidler with a huge steal of third base. Keeps the pressure on Maverick Handley. Made an absolutely exceptional transition there from the glove to the hand behind the plate. A bang-bang play, but Kreidler under the tag barely.
He got a fantastic jump. Just a really, really great jump.
Wow. I love this.
Base running aggressiveness has become much more common for the Gatemen over the latter half of the season.
That one lazily hit, shallow left field. Cannon and Brennan converging on it. Going to get down. That got down in fair territory. Coming in to score is Ryan Kreidler, and Skylar Hunter with a bloop single into left field gives the Gatemen a 3-2 lead. And how much bigger is that steal?
Huge, absolutely massive. You would have moved up to, you honestly might not even have been able to move up to third.
No.
On that play because the play was so close to the third base bag. But I've said it all season. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That is a fantastic, you can't even call it a great hitting jump from Skylar Hunter. He just flared one, but he put it in the perfect spot.
He did enough.
Sometimes it is better to be lucky than good, and sometimes it's better to put it in a good spot than hit it hard.
Huge piece of hitting there as Collins puts a charge into one into deep left center field. Going back on it, Brennan and Langworthy. And a sliding attempt, not going to get it, going to go all the way to the wall. Collins into third with a triple, scoring from first is Skylar Hunter, and the Gatemen have a 4-2 lead in the seventh. Isaac Collins put an absolute charge into that one. They are partying in the Gatemen dugout.
How about going the other way? First of all, you got to give credit to Will Brennan. The fact that he almost got to that ball is absolutely incredible. However, that is some serious opposite field gap power from Isaac Collins. That's going to be his second triple of the season. Both of them come against Falmouth this year. He has hit the Commodore as well.
Isaac Collins with a huge base knock. An 8-9-1 doing huge amounts of work for the Gatemen today. Shenton and Idens obviously with 3 hits between them, but wow. Ryan Kreidler and now Skylar Hunter 2 for 3. Isaac Collins with a mash piece of a triple out to left field.
And you're in a great spot here. We've talked about it a lot this season. Third base, less than 2 outs. You're in a spot where just about anything will score another insurance run here for the Gatemen if Oliver Dunn can put this ball in play.
The 1-1, still no outs. That one low, 2-1. Infield in here for Falmouth, the third best defense during the regular season. Behind Wareham in first, Hyannis in second. Falmouth just 46 errors across 44 games. 971 fielding percentage. 2-1 pitch, just missed outside.
It's a good take.
Wow.
That was a pretty good frame job for Maverick Handley. Made it look a lot closer than it was. But that pitch was well off the plate. Oliver Dunn would have been able to not really do much with it. Good take. You're in a hitter's count, sit 1 pitch, 1 location.
From the stretch, the 3-1. Does just that, JD, and gets a 5-pitch walk to put runners at the corners here for Austin Shenton. Like I said, already 2 for 3 on the day. And Cal Coughlin, we talked about, he was awesome at TCU, and in his few appearances in the latter half of the season here on the Cape, ERA was at 158. 5 solid innings of work for the TCU Horned Frog, but running into some trouble here, has already given up 2 earned runs.
And now, if you're Isaac Collins, you got to be heads up. Falmouth should, in this situation, be trading 2 outs for 1 run. However, we have seen the Gatemen a couple of times this season with balls well hit to the right side of the infield, especially with Austin Shenton at the plate. Funnily enough, you got to be heads up if you're Isaac Collins. Put the brakes on if they're going to come home with the ball. Because if they come home with the ball and you're not running, then everybody else reaches and you got the bases loaded with nobody out.
Swing and a miss on a mean fastball upstairs. Shenton goes down quickly, 0-1. But I couldn't agree with you more, JD. Delicate spot here from third base if you're Isaac Collins. Will Brennan playing pretty deep out there in left field, as is Austin Langworthy in center. Matt Wallner playing regular depth in right. That one chopped foul down the first base line, 0-2.
You're in a great spot here if you're the Gatemen. Again, runner at third, less than 2 outs. You also got a runner at first. Your 2 best hitters come to the dish. And Shenton, who's already got 2 hits today. Jeremy Idens already has a hit today. Drew Millis has reached once today. You're in a really, really good spot.
Nobody out. Gatemen trying to throw a crooked number on the scoreboard. 0-2, skied high and deep into right field. If it's fair, it has a chance, but will go foul.
That ball looked like it probably had the distance. Not the shortest board here at Spillane, 3:15 to left. It's only 3:30 out to right field, and as we've talked about, Shenton has been putting a bit more of a home run swing on the ball. If he straightens that ball out, it could start getting into a big inning here for the Gatemen, which they were the beneficiary of the last time they played against Catuit, that 10-run top of the 9th.
Maybe you don't get all that here, but Dunn takes off for second, swing and a miss for the strikeout and the throw him out. Yes. Strike him out, throw him out, completed. Dunn tried to add to the aggression here, but instead a screeching halt to the momentum in the inning. Isaac Collins still at third, but all of a sudden 2 outs for Jeremy Idens. First strikeout of the outing for Cal Coughlin, and a big 2 outs recorded for Falmouth. First pitch, Idens thought about it. Did he go around? No, says first base umpire Tom Ryberg. Instead of 1-0 count to the UCLA Bruin, who, like you said, JD, 1 for 3 today.
RBI king of the Cape League. He knows how to drive runs in. He's in another RBI situation here.
1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. Idens taps the plate twice. Now comes set here. Coughlin, a big 2-0 pitch. Swinging a chopper left side. Nice backhanded play by Logan Davidson across the diamond, retires the side. The Gatemen take advantage of an opportunity, but squander one as well here in the 7th. To the top of the 8th we go. 4-2 Gatemen, their first lead of the day. Ryan Kreidler with a double, Skylar Hunter with a single, Isaac Collins with a triple. Very good pieces of hitting from the Gatemen. They get 2 across here. The guy who's got to like what he's seeing, Don Snedden, is going to talk to our Mary Orders here between innings before the top of the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network in just a second. JD, this game far from over, but man, oh man, you got to feel good if you're Wareham.
You got to feel really good, although you also got to think, you know, maybe the base running aggressiveness helps you in the beginning of the inning. Ryan Kreidler steals the base that he then comes in to score on the bloop single from Skylar Hunter. But then you might get a little over-aggressive, and you get caught stealing.
Now Mary's with Coach Snedden right now.
Thanks, guys. So, Coach, Zach Hart went 6 innings. What'd you like out of him?
He pitched a great ball game. Didn't walk anybody, and just, you know, mixed in his fastball with his breaking ball. He did a great job for us.
People like Ryan Kreidler stepping up, getting some big hits. Who else needs to step up to get this win?
The other 8 players. I mean, we're going to have a team effort to win this thing in here. They're a tough club, and, you know, they got good pitching, good hitting, so this game's far not over with.
Coach, thanks so much. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much to Mary Orders and head coach Don Snedden. Like she said, big step-up game for Ryan Kreidler, and it's good to see because he had a little bit of that surge right towards the end of the year, but it seemed like anyway in the last couple of games and in the start of the playoffs, Kreidler maybe thought that was a blip on the radar, but showing that the power stroke's still there for him, a double and a home run today.
But like Coach Snedden said, this game is far, far from over. Joey Barron looked great, only threw 7 pitches in the 7th. He has got to continue to pitch well here. You got the top of the order coming up. Will Brennan has scored a run today. Maverick Hanley has a triple. And Austin Langworthy has 7 home runs on the year. You have got to continue to, you know, keep your pedal to the metal and continue to pitch the way you have all game. Zach Hart looked great, as Coach Snedden mentioned. Barron looking good through 1. You have got to continue to put that gas on as much as you can and kind of crush these Falmouth Commodores and crush their spirit.
That one over the head of Austin Shenton on a high chop. Shenton left up at it, thought about it, but elected to keep his glove at chest level. A base runner aboard here on the first pitch, or second pitch, I should say, the 0-1 pitch from Will Brennan. Joey Barron dealing with a base runner here early.
Brennan's got 8 stolen bases in 10 attempts this season. Falmouth likes to run a lot. They've got 44 steals on the year. So you've got to be heads up in terms of being able to keep that base runner at first base. Gian Martellini's got a good arm. He's a little bit inaccurate at times. Not your best defensive catcher. That's probably Drew Millis. However, you have got to be keeping a good tabs on Will Brennan, because just like you saw with the Gatemen in the last half inning, if you get aggressive on the base paths and you're successful, it can help you out a lot. That one shot down the left field line, but just fell on a well-hit ball. But if you're over-aggressive like the Gatemen were in the latter half of that inning, then it can come back to bite you. So the Gatemen have to be ready for anything that Falmouth is going to throw their way, with another good hitter in Maverick Hanley, who's already got a 2-run triple to his credit today.
Biggest hit of the day for the Commodores, that 2-run triple. Gave him a 2-0 lead in the first. The Gatemen answered back. That one sharply hit, backhanded by Shenton. Nice transfer there, over to second for Juan, to first. Not in time. Austin Shenton, an excellent recovery on a backhander. That could have been an extremely tough break defensively for Wareham.
That was a heck of a pick from Lyle Lockhart at first base.
Yeah.
Woo. The fact that he made that close is impressive. He is a great defensive first baseman.
So a big runner retired in Will Brennan. Like you said, JD, a lot of speed there, but Maverick Hanley does reach on the fielder's choice, is what it will go down as. 5-4 for those of you who keep and score at home. Austin Langworthy 0 for 2 with a walk today. Pair of Ks on the day for the Florida Gator. Came into the day 3 for 6 in the playoffs. Now with some simple math, 3 for 8. Still batting a respectable .375 though. Also has registered 4 walks in these almost 3 games. 1-0 skied lazily, shallow right field. Could be trouble. Oliver Dunn. No one's going to get it. Had Langworthy played deep there, and nothing you can do about that one. Just dropped into the right spot.
Very much in the vein of the Skylar Hunter single. The RBI single to score Ryan Kreidler. Still first and second. Cannon has singled today. He's also grounded out. So he's kept the ball on the ground relatively through the first 3 at-bats. You could get him to bounce into a double play here. That's your best possible scenario. But Cannon also is the RBI machine for this Falmouth Commodores lineup, so Barron has to be careful here. This is a tough part of the lineup to go up against if you're Joey Barron.
No kidding. He gets a ball there, leaves a breaking ball upstairs. Could have been a little more dangerous for the RBI machine, Cam Cannon. Already 2 in the playoffs. Racked up almost 30 during the regular season. One of the 6 All-Stars in this Falmouth lineup. He's 1 for 3 today with a single. Shoots that one deep into right center field. Collins didn't get a great jump on it, but backs up and makes the grab. Picks it out of the sky. Tagging from second to third is Maverick Handley, and he's in there. They'll put runners at the corners with 2 away for Falmouth.
Not a trained outfielder, but Collins able to backtrack just enough, but a heads-up base running decision for Maverick Handley.
Yep.
Moves up a base, and as soon as he saw that Isaac Collins was having some problems out there, he says, all right, I've got a chance to tag up. Not great speed. He's your catcher, and he's not one of those kind of Drew Millis types that we've seen this season. A little bit more of the athletic frame that catchers are becoming more and more accustomed to, and you're kind of seeing more and more athletic catchers in the majors and in baseball in general. However, great heads-up base running decision. You've got a good hitter in Matt Wallner coming to the dish. This is a big at-bat for Joey Barron.
First pitch hammered into center field, going to get down for a base hit. And that becoming a little more crucial there, easily scoring, like you said, JD, and Maverick Handley from third. And the Commodores are within 1.
Left a hanging breaking ball right over the heart of the plate. Good hitter like Wallner is going to hurt you every time on that pitch.
Wallner moves to 2 for 4 on the day. First RBI of the day for the Southern Miss Golden Eagle. Now here comes Logan Davidson. 0 for 3, but a couple of well-hit balls today.
You're switching him over to the right side. He's a much better left-handed hitter than he is right. There's more power in the left-handed bat as well, but still a good hitter. One of the top prospects, most heralded guys coming out to the Cape this season.
Gets barely a piece of that one. Mistimed it. Fouls it straight back. 0-1.
It's a dangerous pitch. Leaving the fastball up to a good hitter like that. Got to bring it down to the zone if you're Joey Barron.
Trying to bounce back here and limit the damage. Game tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. The 0-1. Swinging a high fly ball. Foul. 0-2.
All right, you got 0-2 here against Logan Davidson. You got to bury something down and away. Soft stuff preferably. If anything, induce weak contact because, again, you got another good hitter behind you in Edward Julian, who we've seen put a charge onto a couple of balls today, and who we have seen hit a home run at Spillane Field.
Like you said, JD, not a short porch at Spillane. That was not a cheapo.
Big pitch coming up. Gian Martellini's also got to be ready behind home plate.
Yeah.
Because if you are going to go waste pitch in the dirt, you've got to be ready to stop it.
Big 0-2 pitch coming up here from Barron in the dirt, but Martellini does block it.
As a huge stop from Gian Martellini. Good pitch from Barron. I like it. Bury it inside. I thought he was going to go down it away, but he goes down it in. You're still in a good spot here. Ahead of the count, a ball and 2 strikes. So it's still your at-bat. And when I mean by it's your at-bat, you can throw the pitch that you want to. You don't have to be catering to Logan Davidson.
Went fastball low and in, so maybe we see that breaking ball low and away. The 1-2, went with the same pitch and got a strike 3. Huge strikeout for Joey Barron of Logan Davidson, his second of the day, brought to you by Lang, Exaforest, and Bullard. And the Gatemen get out of a jam. To the bottom of the 8th we go. 4-3 Wareham on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli. At the intersection of Route 195 and 28, Wareham Crossing, home of Lowe's, Target, and Red Robin, is the sponsor of the Gatemen Intern Program. They help to provide a world-class internship experience in broadcasting, marketing, sports management, and baseball operations. Check out Wareham Crossing's schedule for this year's Summer Movie Night Series.
The Cape Cod Baseball League is sponsored by Dietz & Watson Premium Meats and Cheeses. They've got everything you need for summer grilling, like 100% beef franks. These franks are made of hand-trimmed beef with that old-fashioned snap when you bite into them. Dietz & Watson, it's a family thing.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Enrique DeMore and J.D. Rachi bringing you the action from Wareham. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Gatemen and Joey Barron able to work out of a little bit of a jam as pushing across one more run were the Falmouth Commodores on an RBI single from Matt Wallner and a monstrous strikeout of Logan Davidson by Joey Barron, his second of the day. We know his stuff's nasty, and he showed it there. Missed with a couple of pitches, but bounced back very nicely to the Lackawanna College Falcon. And now the Commodores go to the bullpen for the second time today. Pete Hammond out of Lewis will take the place of Cal Coughlin, who pitched a frame in which the Gatemen were able to jump on him for 2 earned runs. Final line on him, 3 hits, those 2 earned runs as well in an inning of work. 1 walk, 1 strikeout for the TCU Horned Frog. Pete Hammond, 6'4", 205 out of Lewis in Illinois, a D2 program there. First pitch hammered deep into center field off the bat of Drew Millis, but a nice athletic run by Austin Langworthy and a last-second adjustment to catch it on his right chest. Means that is out number 1. Drew Millis robbed of a couple in today's game, moves it to 0 for 4 for the catcher from Missouri State.
You still like to see him hitting the ball hard. That bodes well for him. He will probably be in the lineup again tomorrow. He and Martellini have kind of secured that we're going to flip between catcher and DH spot.
And they hit consistently in the 5-6, so yeah, JD, wouldn't be surprised at all. Probably see Millis get the catching duties tomorrow at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field.
Go with your best defensive catcher in what you hope is a closeout game to head to the CCBL Finals.
That one shot foul straight back, 1-1. Gatemen 3 outs away from doing that, but looking for some insurance here as they only lead it by 1.
It's going to be much needed insurance because you do have 7, 8, 9 coming up for the Falmouth Commodores, but it's 2 good hitters in Hayden Cantrell. So Edward Julian, Herbert Iser, and Hayden Cantrell due up in the inning against whoever Wareham sends out there. We could see Joey Barron for 3rd inning, although you do have 2 lefties coming up in that part of the order. Cantrell's a switch. You could stick with the left-hander Barron, or you could come out with a different lefty, either Salucci or Carter Bach out of the bullpen, although Salucci and Bach also both have only made 1 appearance this season against Bourne a couple of days ago at the end of the regular season.
2-2 to Martellini, got a piece of it and not able to hold on to it as Hanley. He thought it went over his head. Clangs off his catcher's gear, so Martellini with an extra life here. 2-2 will do it again. Hammond, like we said, has just finished up his junior year at Lewis. Originally from Downers Grove, Illinois. Stayed in state to play his ball. 3.91 ERA, 11 starts, 1 appearance out of the bullpen, 71 strikeouts in 71 innings at Lewis. Got him with the fastball on the outside part of the play. Martellini goes down looking for a strikeout of the day for Hammond, and there are 2 gone.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that one, Henrique. That looked a little bit high. We've seen him lay off when I say he, the home plate umpire, Mark Pandadosi. We've seen him lay off that stuff on the outside corner today in terms of calling that pitch a strike, so I'm not sure exactly where that one hit. It looked a little high as well. But nonetheless, you got to deal with what the umpire gives you. Lyle Lockhart coming up in a big situation, still trying to force across a couple of insurance runs.
Borderline pitch does not go the Gatemen's way, but like you said, JD, you got to roll with the punches, and the Gatemen do lead it by 1. Lockhart batting for the first time today from the left side, takes ball 1 to even the count at 1-1. Infield playing back for Falmouth. Herbert Iser darn near in right field, and playing way off the line at third is Cam Cannon. Caught on and missed. Good fastball, low and away, 1-2.
I think he was expecting a changeup there.
Yeah.
Something a little bit more off speed, way behind on it, but knew he had to offer at a pretty good pitch on the outside corner. Hammett pitching well so far, efficiently. This is what Falmouth needed to get them to the 9th and try to have them come back in this game.
And on 11 pitches, rings up Lyle Lockhart Jr. for back-to-back looking strikeouts. Gatemen go down unceremoniously in the 8th, but 3 outs away from a Game 1 victory. We'll see who Wareham trots out on the bump to try to get it done against the Commodores in the 9th. We'll be right back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
At E.L. Morse Lumber, commitment to the customer shines through in every aspect of their daily operations, including their competitive prices, complete product selection, and superior customer care. Visit E.L. Morse Lumber, located on Cranberry Highway in Wareham, for service with a personal touch.
The 80 Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit 80makepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier 2-year maritime college.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Huge 9th inning coming up. The Gatemen lead it by 1. And a guy who has seen no shortage of 9th inning dramatics, Joey Barron, back on the hill. The second arm all day, trying to make good on a fantastic start by Zach Hart. 6 innings of work in which he gave up 2 earned runs. Barron has given up 1 earned run on 3 hits, but no walks, 2 strikeouts for the Lackawanna College Falcon. Starts leading off with ball 1 low to Edouard Julien.
Not surprised to see Joey Barron back out. If you can get through this game using just 2 pitchers, that is huge for tomorrow, because you're expected to throw McGregor Hines tomorrow as the starter if you're the Gatemen. That will likely turn into a bullpen day, and you have got to keep the bullpen fresh in what could be a season or a series clinching win at Gov Fuller Field tomorrow.
And had a little bit of shenanigans committed against him against Katuitt twice. Once at Lowell Park, in which he blew a 1-run save. But here in Game 1 against the Kettleers in the playoffs just a few days ago, had a 3-0 lead going into the 9th. And Peyton Burdick put a charge into one and sent it over the left field wall. 1 out away from blowing that one, too. Got a big cut and a foul ball. A foul tip, I should say, from Edouard Julien on a fastball upstairs.
He wants to tie this thing up. Julien has great power. We've seen him ruin a fantastic outing for one Gateman thus far. It still ended up being a great outing for Derek West in that 3rd game of the 3-game series a couple of weeks ago here at Spillane, the last time these 2 teams met. But still, he broke up a 5-inning no-hitter, hit a home run out to left field. He does that again, we got a tie game, and the Gatemen have work to do in the bottom half of the 9th. If you're the Gatemen, obviously you don't even want to see the bottom of the 9th. You want to get out of here with a win as soon as possible.
Barron sets the 2-1. Just missed upstairs. Tight zone that loosened up a little bit in the bottom of the 8th. Has decided to tighten again. The 3-1 pitch. Got him on the outside corner. Yes, sir. No denying that one.
I think that one was closer than the last one, if we're being honest. That one, pretty good frame job by Gian Martelli, to be completely honest. But again, like we said, he wasn't calling the outside corner in the early part of the game. Now he is. At least he's now being consistent with what he's changed.
Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes.
Wow, that's a good pitch from Joey Barron.
Dropped the breaking ball in there to gun down Edouard Julien. 2 outs away.
That is a nasty pitch from Joey Barron. Barron is such a good pitcher considering what he's been through with his injury. He's had elbow surgery. Comes back throwing 93, 94, 92 to 93 is kind of where he sits. And that nasty, nasty breaking ball. Now he's got to deal with Herbert Iser and Hayden Cantrell. So they're going lefty-lefty here. No change from Jeff Trundy, possibly making a switch to try and go with a righty-lefty matchup. He will trust Iser.
Swing and a miss. There's that breaking ball again, JD. Like you said, it is truly nasty stuff. We've seen some hitters look truly silly facing Joey Barron this year. Iser and Cantrell combined 2 for 6. Pair of strikeouts, 2 singles, and a run scored between those two. That one way in the dirt, 2-1.
Just overthrew the fastball here. Up to 30 pitches now for Barron, but this is his game right now. Iser out of DBU, a good hitter. Left-handed hitting catcher, first baseman combo, not something you typically see. Signed in the middle part of the season by Falmouth.
2-1, blew the fastball by him upstairs. 2-2 the count to Herbert Iser.
Breaking ball away here is the pitch I'd go with. He's shown that he can't hit the outside pitch thus far. Try to make him go the other way.
The 2-2, got a piece of it, went with the fastball. Maybe not exactly where he wanted to locate it. I feel like he left that up just a touch.
But I think Herbert Iser was waiting on the breaking ball.
Yeah.
So he was a little bit out in front of the fastball. Big pitch coming here.
It ran up and in on him, and if he was sitting fastball, he might have yanked that thing. The 2-2. Swinging a weak dribbler right side. Oliver Dunn on a couple of hops. Nice play from the Utah Ute. Lazy throw, a 4-3 putout. Gives the Gatemen their second out of the inning, and now it's up to Hayden Cantrell.
Those are 2 huge outs. You'd much rather deal with Cantrell here than you would with either Julian or Herbert Iser. Cantrell has a hit today, a single back in the 3rd inning, but since then a strikeout and a weak little bunt ground out that Joey Barron made a fantastic play on. Would not see him. I don't see him laying down another bunt here.
Can't imagine why he would. Did not go around on that one. Thought the knob of the bat might have cleared the front part of the zone. Don Snedden's on his feet.
We rarely, one thing that Cam and I talked about in that Katuitt game, that game 2, is we rarely see an umpire say that a player did go around on a check swing in the Cape League. We have not seen that a lot this season.
Yeah, I've seen that maybe once, twice in 44 games.
It's not common. It is not common at all. Still a good holdup if it was one from Hayden Cantrell.
1-0, got him on the outside corner, evens the count. This is the loudest I've heard Spillane Field all season.
Absolutely. Big situation here for Joey Barron, and everybody at Spillane is right behind him.
The 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1.
This is the exact same situation you were in with Iser. Take a deep breath. You're good on the mound.
And a 4-3 lead with 2 outs and the bases empty in the 9th inning here against Falmouth. 2-1 pitch, chopped up the middle. Dunn on a couple of hops. Across the diamond. No. Infield single. He beat him by a step.
Not much you could have done better there if you're Oliver Dunn.
No.
You field it. You can't charge that ball because otherwise it's going to get over your head. You got to field it on that hop and try to get the throw off. Cantrell has good speed. He leads the team in stolen bases with 11 this season for the Falmouth Commodores. Taking a second look here, and yeah, absolutely no way that Oliver Dunn could have played that any different. Great stretch from Lyle Lockhart, but Cantrell definitely beat it out.
So now Will Brennan will get a chance to play hero. First pitch to him, weak grounder right side. Lyle Lockhart off his face. Foot race, no one's going to get it.
Now you've got Maverick Hanley coming to the dish. This is humongous. Cannot say enough how big this at-bat is. Hanley has had success today. Tripled in the 3rd. Fielder's choice 5-4 in the 8th. You get another one of those, this game is over.
There's nothing that Joey Barron could be doing better. He's gotten weak contact and a strikeout to all 4 guys so far. Just a couple of tough breaks in the field. Will be ruled a single.
Barron's going to take a deep breath off the mound. I like this move. Settle yourself in. All you got to do is just throw strikes.
First pitch to Handley, misses low, 1-0.
And Gian Martellini's job behind home plate is incredibly important right now. Very, very crucial for him to be stoic and brick wall like behind the plate. Good speed on the base paths for both Cantrell and Brennan.
The 1-0. Swinging a weak dribbler to the left side. Ryan Kreidler across the diamond. He got him. The Gatemen work out of a jam. Joey Barron comes up big, and the Gatemen take game 1 over the Commodores. 4-3 victors. They come streaming out of the dugout. Everyone at Spillane Field knows how huge this win is. 4-3 victors over the Commodores. First time the Gatemen have had a season series lead over Falmouth, and it could not have come at a bigger time. Top-down, phenomenal effort from the Gatemen, and we knew this was the game this is the type of game we were going to get against Falmouth. Low-scoring, 1 or 2 run ball game. What a win for Wareham.
And how about the guys that stepped up in this game? Yeah, Austin Shenton had a huge single. But how about Ryan Kreidler, Skylar Hunter with an RBI, and Isaac Collins with an RBI? Kreidler had 2 of the biggest hits in the ball game: the home run in the 5th, the double, a stolen base, and a run scored in the 7th. He was absolutely fantastic today. Skylar Hunter went 2 for 3 with an RBI. Isaac Collins with the RBI triple in the 7th inning. You could not have asked for more from the bottom part of the lineup, because you look at Kreidler, he's your 8-man. Skylar Hunter's your 9-man, and Isaac Collins kind of becomes movable in terms of 1 versus 9. He's really the same batter either way, and they came up huge. Bottom of the order was absolutely massive today for the Gatemen. They pick up a humongous Game 1 win, and will try to close it out tomorrow at Gov Fuller Field.
The Gatemen are 2-1 at Gov Fuller Field this year, trying to close it out. They are 3-0 in the postseason so far, and what a big win for the Gatemen here. Everyone's excited at Spillane. Trying to close it out tomorrow. What an outing from Zach Hart. Joey Barron comes up absolutely huge. Adam Lasky, a phenomenal start for the Commodores, but they could not get it done. 4-3, they go down in Wareham. That'll do it for us. The GM of the Gatemen is Andy Lang. For our sideline reporters, a sideline reporter singular, a big thank you to her, Mary Orders. Our producer today, Trevor Russo, and our WCTV broadcaster, Cam Stewart. Big thank yous to everyone involved in making today's game a success. Tomorrow, back at it at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. The Commodores facing elimination, but they are 2-0. They swept Hyannis 2-0. With the help of the home crowd at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field, you never know what could happen. First pitch will be there at 6 o'clock tomorrow, barring any weather delays. And our Gatemen Pregame Show will start on our YouTube channel at 5:30. For J.D. Rachi, I've been Henrique Demore, your final from Spillane. 4-3 Gatemen. We will see you tomorrow.